stepping out of the cold, friends.
Old Elias here, welcoming you to the archives of classic radio.
Tonight, the shadows are long and the files are open. We're spending the next 2 hours with a man who knows the dark corners of this world better than anyone. Sharp, relentless, and always calculating the cost. America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator, Johnny Dollar. We have 5 uncut case files waiting in the dark for you tonight. But listen closely. You can already hear the whistle blowing through the storm. Our journey begins aboard the 10-8 night train. So, close your eyes, let the rain wash the city away, and let's open the first expense account.
Johnny Dollar.
Harry Poulden, shipper's indemnity. Johnny, how soon can you get to Buffalo?
6 hours by train.
Take a plane.
All right, I'll take a plane. Why?
So you can get on this case while it's still hot.
Get on what case, Harry?
Atlantic Central Railway. Some guys knocked over one of their boxcars last night and hoisted half the load. We carry a blanket policy on all their freight, so get going.
Yes, sir, Mr. Poulden, right away.
And watch your expense account.
Edmund O'Brien in another transcribed adventure of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to Harry Poulden, Shipper's Indemnity, Hartford, Connecticut. The following is an account of expenditures incurred during investigation of Atlantic Central Railway's claim regarding missing freight, or the story of the 1008. Expense account item, transportation, plane fare, Hartford to Buffalo, $48.16, plus cab fare, $6.35 to the main offices of the Atlantic Central Railway, where a tall, heavy-set man in a dusty blue serge pulled a cold cigar from the side of his mouth and spun a swivel chair in my direction.
I'm Eve Grimm's, Dollar. Sit down. Now, let me close this door. Well, you didn't take long getting here.
I wasn't very far away.
I'm the cinder bull for this outfit, and I'd be doing what you're going to do if it was like the old days.
Only Shipper's Indemnity handles the insurance, and it's our job now. That's the service you pay for, Mr. Grimm.
When they stuck me in this desk, I'd been knocking deadheads around for 20 years and seeing they got themselves 30 days on the road gang. Now I'm just... I guess they figure I'm too old.
Well, maybe you can give me a hand on this.
Well, I'd like to, John. I need some action.
You want to tell me about it, Mr. Grimm?
You bet. Atlantic Central hustled 6 gully jumpers a day up to Rochester. 5 hours after the 1008 leaves here last night, she jerks up at Batavia so the clowns can water her down. That's when the Donegan notices one of her brownies is busted open and half the jig is gone. So, right away, he wang-doodles a copper buster up the line. Are you getting this?
I think so. Translated, you mean the brakeman at Batavia found the boxcar had been broken into and half the cargo stolen, and he phoned ahead to the telegraph office.
That's it. All sorts of stuff on the car. Don't know what all's gone yet. It was a make-up, any kind of freight, you know. I got the poodles over in the bullpen looking up the invoices to see exactly what's missing. It'll take a while.
Good, that'll help. Who is in charge of the loading here?
Andy Matson, been with us 13 years. He inspected it and sealed it down himself. I talked to him already, but call him in if you like.
Well, I might want to see him later. What about the brakeman in Batavia?
A Gandy dancer, Skeeter Minkowski. Nah, he couldn't have done it. That highball only lingered there long enough to get water. Can't unload a brownie in 3 minutes. Take more like 3 hours.
What other stops did she make?
1. 6 minutes at the junction, 15 miles outside of here, waiting for a hot-shot passenger to get by.
And all in all, the train stopped 10 minutes at the most, huh?
Not long enough to unload a kitty car. Engineer named Roper claims he spotted a dame in a red dress hanging around the yard yesterday afternoon. And the boys at the roundhouse say the same dame was in asking questions about trains leaving. Said she was from a newspaper.
She give a name?
Ruth Smith. I checked. No newspaper in town got any Ruth Smith working for him.
Well, she's our tipster. Let's get somebody out to look for her.
Already got somebody out doing that.
Good. Now, along the route up to Rochester, between here and Batavia, there must be a highway running parallel to the track somewhere, huh? And whoever cracked into that boxcar had to get aboard at the junction, then toss the stuff from the moving train and jump off somewhere this side of Batavia. And there had to be a truck following along on the road to pick up the stuff in the dark. You been out there yet, Mr. Grimm?
Nah. Kind of thought I'd wait around, see what sort of bullworkers the insurance companies are turning out these days. I like you, Johnny. You're all right. You figured how it was done fast. Other guys that are hemmed and hawed around asking train crews questions I already asked. Well, what's next?
Find out who did it.
Kind of frisky, ain't you? I like that, too.
Hey, have you got a car I can borrow, Mr. Grimm?
I got a Jeep and a chauffeur to go with it.
Who's the chauffeur?
Me. You said you might want me to help you. I bought the thing from Army surplus. I want to see if I got a bargain.
Expense account item, $4.38 for gasoline, which went into a Jeep that Eve Grimms and I used to follow the lonely stretch of old road that ran parallel to the Atlantic Central Railroad tracks. 2 miles beyond the junction, we found heavy-duty tire marks, which could have been made by a truck, which could have left the road, then driven over the flats as far as the embankment to pick up freight, which could have been thrown from the moving train. Following the right-of-way, we found several such tire marks at several points turning off the road, but no building nearby. Finally, at one place, we found an unpainted shanty that stood barren and lonely against the sky. It belonged to a man named Bogatis.
Big truck? You're danged right I did, mister. You're dang boodly-doodle right. Woke me up, it did.
Well, what did the truck look like? Do you remember what the truck looked like?
Yellow. Yellow it was, all yellow. Seemed plain, even though it was night.
You happen to notice the license number?
You kidding, Sonny?
All right, forget it. Did you happen to notice any lettering on the truck, Mr. Bogatis?
Don't read, never learned, never believed in it. No.
Well,
It don't make no difference, though. It wasn't nothing writ on it anyhow.
oh.
Their trucks usually got printing on them. Dang things making all that noise. Grunting and heaving and waking a man out of his sleep. Ain't had nothing like that since the Army maneuvered here in 41. No, sir. You're going to stop it?
Well, I hope so.
Good.
Did you happen to see who was driving the truck?
Nope.
Do you know about what time it was here?
Nope.
Did you happen to say anything to the man?
Nope.
Well, do you know in which direction it went from here?
Yep.
Huh?
They turned around and headed back for Buffalo.
Which is exactly what we did, back to Buffalo, where we began to look with the help of the police for a big yellow truck with no lettering on it. We tried garages, trucking concerns, and any place big enough to hide such a truck. It wasn't an easy job, but it turned up. Hello?
Hello, son. I got a yellow truck all loaded down with stolen freight.
What?
Yeah. Meet you over at the West End Viaduct. Highway Patrol just found it.
Good.
Only one thing. It's wrecked.
Passing motorist had a flat tire right here. He got out of his car to fix the flat and saw here where it tumbled down.
Good tumble. Must be 30 feet anyhow.
Yeah, they're trying to get the driver out of the cab now. He may still be alive. They're using acetylene torches.
10 minutes later, the ambulance crew dragged the driver out of the twisted cab. The interns worked on him for a short time. Then one of them straightened up, handed me a billfold.
Well, here you are. His name's Blakey.
Blakey. Rick's Blakey.
For the moment. He won't live another 5 minutes. Fractured skull, neck broken. If you've got any questions to ask, you better hurry.
Thank you. Blakey. Blakey, listen to me. Listen, you haven't got long. We know this is all stolen cargo in your truck. And we want to know who worked with
Jake. Get Jake.
Jake? Jake who?
Jake. Jake slugged me. Put it in gear and rode me over the side of the road. Get him, Mr. Cop. Get him for doing this to me.
I stayed around the wrecked truck watching Eve Grimm's crew stacking the cargo. And then I saw something that could have fallen out of Blakey's wallet when the intern handed it to me. It was a card. On one side was printed Horseshoe Bar and Grill, and there was an address underneath it. But on the other side was written, Jake, 8 o'clock Tuesday. He's always there. The Horseshoe Bar and Grill was short on lights and even shorter on drinks. After a couple, I signaled the bartender.
Yeah? Another one?
Uh-huh.
Sure. Name trouble, pal?
I'm here to see Jake.
Here's your drink.
He been in here tonight?
That'll be 50 cents.
Jake hangs around here, doesn't he?
Look, the minute you walk in, I look at your feet and I say to myself, flatty, gumboots, blim-heeled cop. Not City Hall type cop, but something else, I say. Something different that still spells law.
I was asking about a guy named Jake.
Something else, I say. Maybe private people. Then I say, if he's working, he's got himself a bib. And a bib means it don't come out of his pocket when he's around looking for somebody and asking for guys.
Will this help?
Oh, thanks. Old Abe took a great picture. What was you asking?
About a guy named Jake.
Sit tight, Chavez. I'll tip you when he comes in.
An hour went by, and about the time I was wondering if I was going to be able to write that $5 off on the expense account, the bartender slipped out from behind the bar and went through a door in the back marked private. I finished my drink and strolled after him. He was just hanging up the phone as I walked in. Oh, there's a lot of customers waiting to be served out front.
Yeah, I want to get right back to...
Wait a minute.
Huh?
Have we got some unfinished business?
Well, yes and no. I come back here to slip myself a quick smoke and the phone is ringing. You'll never guess who it is. Jake.
What's his last name?
How do I know? Across the bar, a guy's just Jake or Sam around. Anyhow, Jake says he ain't coming by tonight.
He called you up to tell you that?
No, you see, Jake says he lost his glasses when he was here last night. He was called to ask if I found them.
Did you?
No. But Jake says that if I do find him, I can send him over to the Embassy Hotel. That's where he is. Room 210.
Embassy Hotel. Where's that from here?
2 blocks north.
Thanks.
Sure. Sure, anytime. Anytime you got an expense account.
I walked over to the Embassy Hotel, and naturally enough, there was no one in room 210 named Jake. As a matter of fact, there was no room 210. But when I stepped outside and started back for the Horseshoe Bar and Grill, a pair of wide shoulders and a coat collar fell and stepped beside me. He shoved something against my back.
Let you and me kind of turn in here. I'd blast you right here, and you know it. In the alley. I want you should meet a friend of mine.
Jake?
How'd you guess? Okay, hold it. Here he is, Jake.
A tall, thick figure with an odor of fine cologne around it stepped from the shadows. His hat was down and his collar was up. He stood very close in front of me and asked,
Why do you want me? Who are you?
I'll ask you first.
All right. Frisk him, Trench. See who he is.
Everything became very quiet then, except for one voice that belonged to a man who had died earlier that day. I kept hearing it.
Get him. Get him for doing this to me.
In just a moment, we'll return to the second act of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. But first, this Wednesday night and every Wednesday night over most of these same CBS stations, we're invited to hear the Bing Crosby Show. Bing Crosby with the music of John Scott Trotter, the Rhythmaires, Ken Carpenter, and of course the top name star each week as his special guest. Here's the show designed for the whole family. A pleasant and diverting mixture of music and merriment, guided by the one and only Bing Crosby. Plan now to make Wednesday night Crosby night on your listening schedule. That's the Bing Crosby Show every Wednesday night on CBS. And now with our star, Edmund O'Brien, we return to the second act of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
I was lying in a dirty alley with my face up against a cold brick wall, and something warm was dripping down the back of my neck. I didn't move. I couldn't. There was a steady ringing in my head, and my body seemed far away. I struggled to my feet and headed for the man who had led me into this.
What do you want? Hey, what's this all about? Let go of me!
Look, I've been beaten and slugged and frisked, all because I talked to the wrong guy. I looked for you in the bar. They told me you went home. Now spit it out.
Spit what?
Does that remind you of anything? You tipped Jake off that I was looking for him. Why?
Let go of me. I can't talk like this.
If you can breathe, you can talk. Come on.
Look, Jake's a steady customer of mine. I gotta treat him right. I never seen you before in my life.
What's Jake's full name? What does he do? And where can I find him?
I don't know.
You don't know what?
Anything about him. Except that he's a big black-haired guy who dresses like a bookie. Flash. He just comes in with some guys and drinks. His name is Dick Samuels. He has a sidekick named Trent. I don't even know his last name.
What does Jake do?
I don't know. He don't say nothing personal to me.
What do you think he does?
Maybe plays the horses books. How do I know?
And you don't know where he lives?
Mister, if he owed me $100 bar bill, I couldn't find his house.
It was late and my head hurt, and I wanted to lie down somewhere. So I made for the Imperial Hotel Eve Grimes had recommended. I took a shower and polished off the drinks they sent up. Then I felt well enough to call Grimes again. But before I lifted the phone, he walked into my room with some interesting information.
Sorry you got beat up, Johnny.
It's all right. I'm covered with accident insurance, you know.
I wish I could help you with this Jake Samuels fella, but I never heard of him.
Thanks anyway, but I'll run him down sooner or later.
I do have something that might help, Johnny.
Yeah?
We checked all that cargo that was found in the wrecked truck, and I don't know exactly what it means, but everything was there except one barrel.
What was that?
A barrel. And listen, of all things, a barrel of jeweler's rouge.
The stuff they use for gem polishing?
That's what an intelligent friend of mine told me. It was insured at, when I got it right here, $247. Now, why would anybody want that?
Well, who sent it?
A jeweler by the name of Ralph Morton. Morton Jewelry Company, 1312 Shenandoah Street. Sent to Michael Adelson, Adelson, 177 Carling Terrace, Boston, Mass.
Adelson, huh?
Yeah, Adelson or Adelson. Know him, Johnny?
Not sure. Something rings a bell. Well, thanks a lot, Grims. I'll have a talk with that jeweler, Ralph Morton, in the morning. In the morning, I rented a small car and started for the Morton Jewelry Company on Shenandoah Street. I found it in the middle of the block, a small, hungry-looking neighborhood jewelry store. But the most interesting thing about it was standing in a doorway across the street from it. A middle-aged man. He was a plant if ever I saw one. I ignored him and entered the store. There was a small man with thinning brown hair bent over the insides of a watch, and a snappy-looking blonde job dusting counters about 4 paces away. I spoke to the watchmaker. He took out his eye lens and looked up.
Yes?
2 days ago, you shipped some jeweler's rouge to Michael Adelson in Boston.
Yes, I did. What about it?
Well, it was hijacked out of the freight car yesterday.
Oh. Clumsy, this one. Hijacked, you say?
Stolen. Somebody wanted it pretty bad. They passed up a lot of other stuff more valuable.
Right. Who are you?
Johnny Dollar, insurance investigator with the shipper's indemnity company.
Oh, it was insured, of course.
Well, you should know. For $247.
I'm sorry it was stolen. I presume your company will have to pay for it.
We don't mind paying if we know what we're paying for.
What do you mean by that?
Why would anybody want to steal rouge?
I'm sure I don't know.
Whoever did it went to a lot of expense and trouble, and they murdered a man for good measure.
Andrea! Why must you always be knocking things down?
I'm sorry, Mr. Morton. My hand slipped.
Well, be more careful. You say they killed a man, Mr. Dollar? Surely they did not do this over my little shipment of jewelers' rouge.
It sounds stupid, I know, but it was done. Why did you send rouge all the way to Boston to Michael Adelson when you could buy the same stuff there?
Oh, no, you're wrong. This is a private formula I developed myself. I sell it to a number of widely scattered people. They seem to prefer my mixture.
Uh-huh. Who is Michael Adelson?
A designer of expensive jewelry. His reputation in the field is first class.
Well, Mr. Morton, that's all. That's all for today. But I'll be back. All the time I was in there, the blonde, Miss Phillips, kept her blue eyes and her pinky ears focused on me. My common sense spoke to my vanity and told it to play dead. She was interested in more than my profile. Outside, I spotted the plant across the street. I thought he was growing in the doorway until I approached him. He ducked clumsily and walked away with such obvious nonchalance that I was tempted to follow him, and I did. To a corner drugstore with a good view of the Morton Jewelry Company. We shared adjoining stools while he cut into a butterscotch sundae.
Hey, a little more butterscotch on this, please.
You got the 20-cent special. What do you want for 20 cents?
Butterscotch?
Okay. Okay, I don't pay for it anyway.
What's the job?
What's it? Huh? Oh, it's you. Well, beat it.
Yeah, we're both in the same racket.
Oh, insurance? Are you working on the Arcadia job, too?
No. What's the Arcadia job?
What are you working on?
A railroad hijack. What's the Arcadia job?
Oh, Ben Sanchez is my name. How do you do, Dollar?
How do you do?
Yeah, I'm working independent. I don't take divorce cases. In 2 months, I haven't had a decent job. But I got myself a little old idea. You see, 3 months ago, a wholesale jewelry house was pried open, see? And $250,000 worth of uncut stuff disappeared. And so far, none of it has showed up anywhere. And somebody will pay a lot of money if it's found, especially an outfit called the Erie Mutual Fidelity.
What's Morton's edge on it?
Well, I could be wrong, but I've seen that guy operate for a number of years.
Here's the butter spot.
Oh, thanks. The little jewelry store stuck off in a forgotten part of the city, buys watches for $10 and sells them for $12.
Well, lots of guys do that.
Yeah, but they don't own a little old $85,000 house in the Longacre section with 2 new cars in the garage.
And you think Morton has the Arcadia jewels?
I think he's been a fence for a long time. And there hasn't been nothing good to fence since the Arcadia job.
He has a record?
He has. Say, what'd they steal of his from a railroad car?
Just some jeweler's rouge, that's all.
Oh, gee, maybe I'm wasting my time.
Well, I hope you... Pardon me. The blonde came out of the jewelry store with a coat and hat on and climbed in an automobile parked down the street. I made for my You Drive It model and followed her. At 8 cents a mile, I was out about $1.25 before she shut off her key and coasted into a curb. I went past her, around the block, parked the car, and sauntered back to the house she had entered. It was just a house, nothing special, a few more bricks, maybe, flagstones instead of cement for a walk. That was all. I stood looking straight at the house when it turned out I should have been looking straight behind me.
Why don't you kind of put your hands behind your neck? That's it. You won't need this heater.
Seems to me I've heard that voice before, and it was just as unpleasant.
Now, why don't you kind of walk into the house?
I would have been amused to know that I kind of wanted... Sorry. He would have been amused to know that I kind of wanted to get into that house as much as he kind of wanted me to. We went up the walk, arm in arm. He opened the door and graciously allowed me to enter first. The living room was empty, but I could hear voices plainly in the next room.
That stuff was worth more than you've ever seen before.
Oh, shut up.
That took a long time looking for 2 guys. Oh, what a lousy couple of chiselers I got stuck with.
Hey, it's me, Trench.
There's
I got
nobody
a
you can
visitor.
trust in this world.
Hey, it's me.
We stood there, Trench beaming and me frowning, and they came into the room. The guy was big, black-haired, and overdressed, the way the bartender had tagged him. It was Jake Samuels, all right, and hanging on his elbow, giving him a hot ear, was the jeweler's dame. Samuels wasn't in too good a frame of mind.
I'll blast it all over town. And you won't be able to touch me, because I got protection.
Now, will you shut up? I got to talk with a friend.
Johnny Dollar, Jake.
Yes. Welcome to my house. Just the same, it's too bad you had to come. This isn't exactly the day we're receiving.
Well, I work weekends, and this is the only time I could make it.
Jake will do the talking.
What is it you want to see me about?
Last night and the night before.
Oh, you mean when we roughed you up?
That and the Atlantic Central job and Rick Blakey, whom you killed at the wheel of his truck. Then there's the little matter of your blonde girlfriend here. I saw her in Morton's jewelry shop. She couldn't possibly be the phony reporter who was hanging around the railroad yards. Or, could she?
Jake, this guy really knows.
Shut up.
Is that all you can say?
Yeah, is that all you can say? Shut up. Well, listen here.
Shut up.
I won't. You owe me $45,000.
What are you talking in front of him for?
What do I care about him? That's your worry. $5,000 for $300,000 worth of jewelry.
Go on now, get out of here. Take what you got and consider it lucky. We took all the risk, now beat it.
All right. All right, I'll beat it. When I come back, you're going to wish you were dead, Jake.
Go on, you cheap...
When she reached the door, she pulled a gun from somewhere, spun, and Trench got both slugs. He dropped groaning to the floor, and I kicked his gun into a corner. Jake Samuels stood frozen to the rug, looking at the barrel of the automatic she held.
The next one's going to be for you, Jake.
You going crazy or something? Put down that gun.
Say shut up to me now. Go on, say it. You yellow-toothed woman beater.
Andrea, you're making a big mistake.
No. Am I going to get my $45,000 or not?
But I don't have that much in the house.
Well, then call somebody and sell it. Or come up with some jewelry.
Yes, tomorrow. Tomorrow, I promise.
Not tomorrow, today, now.
Miss Phillips,
I'm talking to him. Don't you get any ideas?
look, there's only one way for you to get out of this, and that's to kill everybody in this room. If you leave me alive, I'll track you down. That's what I get paid for. If you
Lecture. I know what I'm doing.
If you leave Trench or Jake alive, they'll get you, too.
You bet we will.
Oh, I'm so scared. Come on, Jake. The money.
Right now, you've only got a petty crime against you. Do any more, and it'll be murder. You'll last a month, if that long.
What are you getting at?
Give me these two guys.
Are you kidding?
Turn them over to me, and I'll go the limit in helping you. I'll forget the $5,000 you got from them. The most you can get is a year in the county. $5,000 clear is good dough.
What happens to them?
They're wanted for murder. I'll say in my report, you turn them over to me. Maybe you won't get anything.
Are you level?
Of course he isn't, Andrea.
I'm as level as a guy can get. Come on. Get the gun, Miss Phillips.
I don't know.
It's that or a murder rap. Come on.
Stay away from me.
It's freedom or murder. Which one do you want? Give me the gun.
Here. Here, take it. I didn't want to do this anyway from the start. This isn't living. This is dying every day.
You're lucky. You found it out in time, Miss Phillips.
You know, except for the guy in the gas station, nobody ever called me Miss Phillips.
And that Poland is the way it all wound up. I called the police, and they took things in hand. The jewels, of course, were buried in the barrel of the Jeweler's Rouge, and Miss Phillips, knowing that Morton was unloading them in Boston, sold the information to Jake and friend for $50,000, which she didn't get. The Arcadia Wholesale Company jewels were in the stuff the police picked up. Oh, by the way, you'll notice one item on the expense account, $4.85. That was a gift, a foam rubber seat for Eve Grimm's surplus Jeep. Total expenses, $312. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Johnny Dollar.
This is Doug Strand over at Bay State Bonding and Liability. I've got a big bonding case for you up in Boston.
Well, I just started to work on a case here in Hartford, also bonded. Okay, what's the picture?
Huh? How'd you know it was a picture?
How did I know what was a picture?
The one I'm calling about, an oil painting. Insured for $250,000. It's just been stolen.
Edmund O'Brien in another transcribed adventure of the man with the action-packed expense account. America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to Bay State Bonding and Liability Company, Hartford, Connecticut. The following is an accounting of my expenditures during investigation of a missing masterpiece. An investigation that took place in Boston, but turned out to be no tea party. Expense account, item 1, $8, mileage, Hartford to Beantown on the Charles. First stop, the Modern Art Gallery, a modest made-over brownstone in a modest business neighborhood.
Good afternoon.
Oh, hello. Is Miss Andrea Modern here?
He stepped out of the office for a few moments, but perhaps I could help. I'm his daughter.
Oh, I see. My name is Dollar. I'm from the insurance company. They sent me up to see what they could do for you on last night's test.
Oh, that's such good news. Father has been beside himself. I know he'll be so relieved with you here.
Let's see. According to my worksheet, the painting was owned by a Mr. Rideau, huh? Caesar Rideau?
Yes, he's an acquaintance of ours. He's not what you'd call the arty type by any means, but he's interested in good oils, and he has a very nice collection of masters.
Was this village scene on loan to the gallery, or did Mr. Rideau want to sell it?
It was a loan. And that's what makes it so terrible for Father, and for me, too. He didn't want to accept the loan, and I talked him into it. You see, it's been very difficult for Father, and I thought that hanging an important picture in the gallery would bring people in. And it did for 3 days, but Oh, Father, this is Mr. Dollar.
Yeah.
He's here to help us. He was sent by the company that insured village team.
Ah, bless you, bless you. I am so happy you are here.
I hope I can help, Mr. Modan.
The police, I know they do their work well, but they are so stern, unfriendly. To them, who is Pieter Bruegel the elder? And village scene, what is that? A stolen broom would annoy them so much.
Now, don't let their attitude fool you, Mr. Modan.
I'm sure they're doing everything they can, Father.
Yeah,
Mr. Modan, I understand that nothing else was touched.
yeah. What is anything next to Pieter Bruegel?
It was the only master in the gallery then, huh? I'd like to see where it was hanging.
Yeah, of course. To this door. Teresa, you will wait.
Yes, dear, I'll be here.
Wait, Mr. Dollar. I feel I must explain the importance to me personally. Is that all right?
Sure. If you think it'll help, go right ahead.
Mr. Dollar, if we do not find the canvas, my gallery is gone. Everything, all my years are for nothing.
Why do you say that?
Because of that man, Rito. There is a hate between us. We have not expressed it, but it is there because, well, you have met my daughter. You realize her great beauty. I have tried to protect her from this man. Now I am on my knees to him because of my carelessness.
No, I wouldn't give up if I were you. We haven't even started on this case yet.
If we fail, I will take her away from Boston, start all over again. You come this way. In this gallery, you see my life, Mr. Dollar. Many of these canvases I bring with me from Salzburg when I leave, before the Anschluss. Here under that light is where a village scene was hanging. I have hung nothing more yet.
Mm-hmm. Force this window, huh?
Yeah. You see, it looks on the back of the property. Do you see something?
No. No, I was just wondering what I'd do with the picture if I'd stolen it. Who could I sell it to? Who'd be willing to take a chance on displaying it?
Oh, I'm afraid there are a great many unscrupulous collectors in the world. There's much trade in stolen goods. And again, sometimes great masterpieces are held for ransom. For that reason, I have offered a reward of $5,000 myself.
Hey, that's pretty steep for you, isn't it? What about Rito?
Rito, what cares Rito? To him, the canvas is nothing.
I wish he was right. Well, I think I've seen everything I want to see here. I'm going to check into the police, Mr. Modan. I'll let you know when we turn something up.
What is it?
I'd like to talk with whoever's working on the Modan burglary, officer. Here's my ID.
Insurance, huh? What'd you say the beef was?
Maudan, Andrian Modan. Stolen painting. Call came in this morning.
Modan. Oh, yeah, here it is. That'll be... Hey. Estimated value $250,000.
Yeah.
A picture?
Yeah. I'll bet you the artist was lucky if he got a month's rent out of it. The price has gone up $100,000 every century he's been dead.
Oh, one of them old-timers. You can have them. I don't understand them. Your man is Sergeant Hines, through that door, first office to the left. I'll buzz him. You're on the way.
Thanks.
Yeah, come on in.
Oh, are you, Dollar? So you came up on the Modan thing, huh?
Yeah, that's right. I wanted to check in with you, find out how much I can do before you pull your rank.
Ah, cut it out.
I run into some touchy policemen.
Not here. Well, I got my hat off that chair. Sit down.
Thanks.
You get a free hand as far as I'm concerned, Dollar. Been out to see the old man yet, Modan?
Yeah. Say, what kind of a mate did you get at the gallery?
Nothing special. Typical window job. Heavy crowbar, no signs of anything outside. The old boy ran a story in the papers about the picture coming to his gallery, so it's a little tough to narrow the suspects.
This guy who owns it, Caesar Rito, I've heard of him, haven't I?
Yeah, a lot of people have. He made his pile during the war. Was talk of black market, but nobody could pin anything on him. Then last year he was up before the Senate Investigation Committee. Something about buying contracts. Then he came home. What are you looking for, Dollar? Fraud charges?
Well, let's be realistic. They may be easier to find than the painting. I've worked a few of these things. You know, the usual method is to cut the canvas out of the frame with a razor blade while it's still hanging. Rolled up, it's easy to conceal. On this job, it went frame and all, didn't it?
That's what I got. But I'm thinking the other way. I got details out looking for that frame.
I can dream, can I? It's faster my way. And I got tickets for South Pacific for 3 weeks after Easter. I did some spade work on Cesarito that afternoon before I went to his address. His current position was that of wholesale liquor distributor for a number of distillers that managed to keep their prices high and their quality low. His financial condition was healthy, but you don't have to be broke to be able to use $250,000. I found Riddle's residence halfway up the shady side of Beacon Hill. He hadn't made the top, but he was climbing. There was a coat of arms on the wrought iron gate and a butler, complete with cummerbund, inside the front entrance. But the class stopped there.
Charles, that's that clown from the dress shop. Give him to me. When I get through with him, you can shovel him out.
It's a gentleman to see Mr. Riddle, madam.
Oh. He'll finish the silver. I'll talk to him.
Yes, madam.
Hello, my name is Dollar.
That's very clever, but it doesn't help. Could you be the sick friend he's been sitting up with lately?
The insurance company told him I was coming up when he reported the theft of his painting.
Ah, Riddle's folly, huh?
You Mrs. Riddle?
Not yet. I'm holding out to be a June bride. Come on in the bar, Mr. Dollar. You and me are interested in the same situation. My name is Lily Swanson. I don't know anything about art, but I got a few ideas about who's supposed to be modeling as a sap. You want a drink?
No, thanks. Don't let me stop you.
I have one here somewhere. Oh, here it is. Well, did you meet the museum piece?
You mean Teresa Modin? Yeah, I know her.
If you want to make a quick buck, take out a policy on her life. To me, she's poison.
Oh, that's hard to believe.
What do you mean by that?
I was just looking at you. You don't have anything to worry about.
Haven't you heard sometimes beauty is only skin deep? I want to tell you about Caesar Riddle. He's a climber. I've been good enough for him for a long time, but now he wants refinement. Doing specialties in burlesque houses, that's one thing you don't develop.
Maybe I'd better have that drink.
Yeah, I hope you so. Don't get me wrong, I'm not building up to a sob story. It's just like him waking up one morning with a big interest in art and money enough to carry it off. The right people were impressed. Now he wants that dame and he's willing to gamble a few $100,000 if it'll help. That's why he put that picture in that fire truck.
Where do you think it is now?
How should I know? The point is he doesn't care where it is. He's protected.
Another point is that I'm getting paid to care a lot where it is.
Well, I can't help you there. And he's got to be taught that he can't walk over people without getting hurt himself.
I'm afraid I can't help you there.
Then that dame, Teresa. If you think she's worth it, tell her. He's not good enough for her. She'll get hurt. He's got no more feeling for her than he has for a new suit. He'll wear her for a while. When he gets bored, he'll go shopping for a new pattern. If she's a nice kid, she ought to be told.
That's quite a pitch, Lily.
Caesar.
I don't mind strangers hearing things like that, but the servants might have been listening. Discipline, you know.
I don't care. Wait till I write my memoirs. You're one of the rottenest mashers I've ever known, and I've known a few.
Go fix your face.
Sure. On the way, I might as well fix yours.
I didn't hear enough of it to find out who you are.
Name's Dollar, insurance company.
Oh, yeah. Tell me, you made any progress?
Yeah, general progress. I've learned that Bay State Bonding and Liability hired an investigator on the wrong end of this case. They should have looked you over before they issued the policy.
With any kind of big company, you can depend on about 90% of that all the time. Rush things when the money's coming in, then be careful when it's too late. Tell me, what about my picture?
Well, I don't think a nice, honest thief has it.
Why do you say that?
Number of reasons. It's too hot to steal, the way it was stolen.
Well, what do you think happened?
You're too big to be accused on a hunch. Wait till I get some facts. Then I'll talk to you about it. Right now, I want to talk about a clause in your policy that says You shouldn't move the insured property without first notifying the company.
Yeah, that's right. Big companies again. They're so tied up with procedures and rules, they get themselves hamstrung if they try to build a case on them. I'll find you some words in that thing that'll nullify that clause. Tell me, you think I can?
I was afraid you'd say that. You know, you've got a good head, Mr. Rideau.
Yeah. Yeah, to say nothing of being a rotten masher.
I don't see any reason to waste any more of each this time, do you?
Stay for a drink?
Oh, no. No, thanks. I very seldom drink on the job. I parked my car in an alley around the corner and then went back. I found a spot opposite the Rideau place where I wouldn't be obvious and settled down to wait for him to leave. I hoped I'd planted enough doubt in his mind to make him move if he was implicated. Whatever I'd planted grew slowly because I waited a long, cold time. Night fell and I drove closer to the house. Finally, the door opened and Rideau moved a blue-black sedan out of his garage. By the time I got my car started, a coupe pulled out of the driveway. In it, I spotted the blonde head of the lady scorned, Lily Swanson. I followed her. After a few blocks, it was evident that her destination was the Modern Gallery. I pulled up at the rear of the building. I could see a dim light burning on the ground floor. I started toward a window. But before I got to it, it happened at another one. It was a woman's scream, but when I finally got inside, the only person there was Caesar Rideau. He was still alive, the stupidity of shock on his face as he leaned against the wall under a light that had once shown up the best features of Pieta Bruegel's village scene.
In just a moment, we will return to the second act of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. But first, Wednesday nights on CBS bring you Groucho Marx, Bing Crosby, and Burns and Allen. An hour and a half of radio's top entertainment for the whole family. Bing Crosby, Burns and Allen, and Groucho Marx are heard on most of these same CBS stations. So make this wonderful Wednesday a steady date with CBS. And now, with our star, Edmund O'Brien, we return to the second act of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
So there I was. I'd been sent to Boston to find the missing village scene and found myself at the scene of attempted murder. Caesar Rideau had taken 2 slugs, one in his left shoulder and a grazing one in his right forearm. I phoned for police and ambulance, then did what I could to make Rideau comfortable. I turned up the thermostat, covered him with my coat.
Who did it, Dollar?
That's the question I was going to ask you. Don't you know?
Must have been outside.
That's right, through the open window there. Why'd you come down here?
I forgot my hat.
Look, you're in no shape to try being clever. You met Teresa.
Let me alone.
I want to know how your stolen painting figures into this.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone. I met Teresa. This is where we meet.
What about the painting?
It was stolen. I don't feel good, Dollar. I don't feel good at all. I don't want to talk. I feel like I'm going to pass out.
And he did. After the ambulance took him away, I made a statement to the police that was not false, but lacked enough truth to save a few people from being dragged in for questioning. I headed for the blonde member of that group.
Oh, it's you. What do you want?
Just a few words.
I used up all I had earlier today.
Yeah, but we got new things to talk about.
Such
now.
as?
Well, the police might want more from me on that art gallery shooting.
All right. Is he dead?
No,
Did you know I was there, or were you just guessing?
I wasn't guessing. I followed you from here.
Well, I suppose that earns you a drink. Come on.
Thanks.
Up yourself. You said the police were there.
Yeah, I had to call them. I didn't mention your being there.
Why not?
Because I wanted to get to you before they hauled you in.
I didn't shoot him. I followed them there, but I didn't shoot him.
Somebody did. There were 2 women there and me, and I didn't do it. Why did you follow him?
Because I heard him phone that Teresa and tell her to meet him. I wanted to find out what was going on, but I didn't. I changed my mind. I didn't even stop. I was afraid I might do something crazy if I saw them together.
I'd like to believe you.
It's the truth.
Maybe. I hope it is, because I'd like to link the shooting up with the painting. If I can't, you're going to be in bad trouble.
You're pretty smart, aren't you?
Things just worked out this way.
You think Caesar did something with that painting for the insurance money, and you want me to help you prove it to save my own skin?
No, gorgeous, no. To save the company, $250,000.
You'll never die of softening of the heart, will you? All right, Comfort.
I want to hear everything you know about this deal. And while you're telling me, I want you to help me go through this house from cupola to basement. This time I believed her story, but there still wasn't anything in it to help me. The search of the house paid off the same way. No painting, no leads, nothing. At 11 p.m. I left, looked up the Modan home address, and speared the other point of the triangle in her den.
It's fairly late, Mr. Dolly. It's after 11.
Your father here?
He's upstairs in his studio. Wouldn't tomorrow morning be better?
Maybe for you, but not for me. I don't want to give you all that time to get your story straight.
Story straight?
Why'd you meet Rito at the gallery tonight?
Don't say that's any of your affair. A girl has a right to meet her fiancé when and where she wishes.
Fiancé?
Yes. They are to be married as soon as possible.
You were with him when he was shot. Why did you leave him?
Because I was terrified. Caesar told me to go. He thought she was trying to kill me.
Did he say it was Lily, or is this your idea?
Of course it was she. Who else would it be? Mr. Dollar, this situation is unpleasant enough without these insinuations from you that I don't even understand. It means nothing to you. It is a matter for the police. You have no right to meddle in our lives. You were sent here to look for Billy's scene.
That's what I'm doing. Why are you marrying that self-styled dictator?
Because I love him.
Well, that won't stay down. Nobody but Caesar Rito could love Caesar Rito.
Right. It's because I'm tired of being a poor man's daughter. I want to get away. I finally decided what I want out of marriage. What he can give me. He's going to be a big man, a wealthy one. And that's going to be his right.
I'm sorry you heard that, Mr. Modan.
Stay out of this, Father. I've made up my mind. Go to bed.
Go to bed with those words in my ear. My daughter, what has happened? What has that man done to you?
Quiet, Father.
Teresa, wait. We will not be poor always.
Go. Don't talk to me.
How can this be? Suddenly, she is no longer Teresa.
I didn't sleep too well that night. An all-night car line that ran past my hotel didn't help. Neither did the questions that were running around in my head. But what grew in importance was the realization that the lives of everyone who had come in contact with Village Scene had been emotionally upset since I'd arrived in Boston. That is all but Caesar Rito, who'd only been shot. My half-conscious musings didn't move me forward any, but the phone call that awakened me did. Yeah, hello.
Dollar?
Yeah, who is it?
Sergeant Hines, burglary.
Oh, how are you, Sergeant? What's new?
That fraud case you were dreaming about, it won't work.
Hey, come on. It's too early for that kind of stuff.
Sorry. Couldn't resist it. The picture's been returned.
What?
The old man Mordan didn't know where to reach you. He called us. It was returned for the reward he posted.
Have you seen it?
No, but if he's not worried, I'm not. I've got a lot of other burglaries.
Okay. Thanks for calling. I'll go right out there. It sounded good until I got halfway to the gallery. Then things began to pester me. A, the painting had been stolen in the frame. B, Mordan hadn't mentioned being an artist, yet he'd been working in his studio the night before. C, Caesar Rito knew nothing about art, collected as an affectation. And D, Mordan had been the only one to post a reward, $5,000, offered by a poor man. Then it hit me. He knew he wouldn't have to pay it. He posted the reward to divert suspicion. My hunch was that he had put the picture on ice himself. When I got to Mordan's gallery, the copy Mordan had made of Village Scene was there. But also, hanging next to it, was the original.
You are surprised, Mr. Dollar.
Yeah, doubly, Mr. Modern.
My copy is quite excellent. Do you agree?
Well, I'm not an expert, Modern.
It is very good, I think, and I am pleased with it. The most important work of my career. A work of love for Teresa.
Yeah, I understand.
She was an ambitious girl, always. Oh, that is not a fault. She is like her mother, born for good things. I could not give them to her. Cesar Vito could. He's soon coming for his canvas.
Well, no crime has been committed, except theoretically. You copied the original, meant to sell it, but you didn't. Maybe Rito won't press charges.
Perhaps not. When he came the first time into our life, I knew. The way he looked at her, I knew he wanted to take her away from me. Then the gifts, more expensive, each one money to buy. You should understand, Mr. Dollar. This copy is a work of hate, too.
You don't have to tell me these things. Why don't we wait till he gets here and see what he's going to do?
Yeah, we wait. But I must say these things that are in my heart. To attempt a copy was wrong, and it was not wrong. To Riddle Bruegel's village scene was nothing. He was blind. I hoped with the money I could hold Teresa. But I waited too long. I was too late. He's taken her from me with his money.
Come on, Miss Modan. I think you'd better sit down.
No, listen. Listen, here he has come. I must be strong. Show him he is no bigger than I.
Hello, Modan. Dollar.
Well,
Except for a little blood, everything turned out just like it should.
the insurance company will be happy.
Where is my daughter?
Why, she's in the car. She thought it would be better if she didn't come in.
Yeah, perhaps she is right.
Oh, come on, Pop. I'll take good care of her. Now, come on, you just give me my picture and we can forget. Hey, wait, what's this? There's two of them.
Yeah, two of them.
What's the matter with you, Modan?
What is the matter? In all my life, there has been no shame until now. There, you see on the wall. Deceit. For that, I am ashamed.
We can still forget it.
And in your car, waiting for you, my daughter. For her, I feel the greatest shame. I give her my blessings.
Modan.
Hey, no!
My blessings.
Drop the gun to the floor. Go over to that chair and sit down.
I could do nothing else. Now, it is finished.
Mr. Dollar!
Your father killed him. He thought he was doing it for you.
No, there was no reason.
Teresa, come on. Come on, pull yourself together.
Caesar knew my father had made a copy and that he was going to sell the original. But he didn't care. As long as I married him, he wouldn't have done anything to father. And now Caesar's dead. My father is a murderer.
There wasn't much left for me to do in Boston. I made the statement that caused Andre Modan to be booked for murder, the father who didn't know when to stop protecting his daughter. I paid a farewell visit to Teresa, the daughter who had put her father where he was by trying to help him. And I mentioned to Sergeant Hines that if he cared, it had to be Lily Swanson who had thrown those wild shots into Rideau at the gallery. Expense account item 2, $8. Return trip to Hartford. Expense account total, $68.30. And I want to go on record right now as saying that the next time anybody sends me out after a masterpiece, my expense account is going to be a masterpiece of overstatement. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, stars Edmund O'Brien in the title role and was written by Gil Dowd and Paul Dudley, with music composed and conducted by Leith Stevens. Edmund O'Brien can currently be seen starring in the Harry M. Popkin United Artists production, DOA. Featured in our cast were Charles McGraw, Walter Burke, Lillian Bayef, Robert Griffin, James Nusser, Joan Banks, and Tyler McVeigh. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, is produced and directed by Jaime Del Valle. Join us again next week when, from Hollywood, Edmund O'Brien returns in another transcribed adventure of
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Johnny Dollar.
I got $500 here for you.
And all I have to do is guess the mystery voice. Is it Julius Caesar?
This is Western Union, and there's a message with it. Building irregularities suspected, Manhattan, Nebraska. Proceed there immediately. Stay Cheyenne Hotel. Will advise. Regards, Paul McGraw, Chief Investigator, Great Chesapeake Fidelity and Insurance Guarantee.
Okay, thanks.
Sounds like you're in for some real fun, Mr. Dollar.
I am?
During the war, I was stationed near Manhattan, Nebraska.
Good town?
Good town. It made a Texas Army camp look like the promised land.
Edmund O'Brien in another transcribed adventure of the man with the action-packed expense account. America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to Mr. Paul McGraw, Chief Investigator, Great Chesapeake Fidelity and Insurance Guarantee, Hartford, Connecticut. The following is an account of expenditures incurred during investigation conducted on behalf of your company, or the story of the Big Red Schoolhouse. Expense account. Item, transportation, $134 plane fare, New York to Omaha. Item, transportation, $3.95 bus fare, Omaha to Manhattan, Nebraska, which a fellow passenger told me was a quiet, sleepy little town. But which seemed to be celebrating Rip Van Winkle Day as I stepped off the bus. Nobody was walking, and everybody was running. I followed the crowd in the general direction of the excitement. 2 blocks north of the main street, the fire crews were hard at work playing the hoses on what was very shortly not going to be the new high school building. And that's where a little man with black curly hair introduced himself.
I am Paco Gonzalez. I carry those bricks myself. Watch fine new school grow up under my own hand. What's the matter? How come these buildings I worked so hard on for 16 months goes down in 16 minutes, huh? I ask you, mister, how come this?
Oh, now, calm down. What are you talking about here? Like everyone else in Manhattan, Nebraska, I spent the next 3 hours working with the emergency fire and disaster squads. And by 8 o'clock that night, we seemed to have it under control. I finally dragged myself over to the Cheyenne Hotel. But before I could leave the front desk, I had a long-distance call from you, McGraw.
Johnny, where have you been? I've been trying to get
There's been a big fire here in town. Everybody had to work on it.
Did Joe Stankovich get in touch with you yet?
Who's Joe Stankovich?
The guy who lives there. He said something about a building we're covering being in bad shape.
What building's that?
A new high school, just put up 6 months ago.
And it fell down tonight.
What?
In a heap. The building will retail now at a junkyard for about $35.
Well, you better start with this Joe Stankovich and see what it's all about, Johnny.
Right. Mac, I'll keep in touch. So long.
So long.
Room clerk, have you got city directory around here?
City directory in this burg? Who do you want to find, Mr. Dollar? I know everybody in and out.
Man named Stankovich, Joe Stankovich.
Oh, him. The city morgue.
What? When?
He just came over the radio. They picked up what was left of him out of the fire. Yeah, that ain't much.
Joe Stankovich had no survivors and no close friends. He lived in the basement of the school and kept to himself. That was all I found out about him after asking questions around town for an hour or so. About 11 o'clock, I started back to the hotel. Turning a corner by an alley, 2 men in dark clothes were holding a third man in a tweed suit. The fourth man was giving him everything. Hey! Hey! When I came up, the 3 men scattered like burglars. The man they were beating pitched forward, and I caught him before he fell. You need help, mister.
Everybody needs help. But let me tell you who I am before you help me. Maybe you won't want to.
All right, who are you?
Bill Garrett.
Yeah?
You don't live here, do you?
No, I just got in town this morning.
I was the architect on that school. Well, don't you understand, Samaritan? Don't you see? Those 3 men were a group of citizens. Their kids could have been in that school when it caught fire and collapsed. And I'm afraid they feel that I don't design especially strong buildings.
His office address is in his billfold. I hailed a cab and took him over there, after stopping by a drugstore for bandages, iodine, and something to take off the chill. While I was patching him up, I remembered how he'd stood there without a sound while they did that to him. When he came around, I told him who I was and what I was doing there.
You represent a powerful company, Mr. Dollar. But you're wasting time. You'll learn nothing from anyone in this town.
I kind of thought you might tell me something, Garrett.
Yeah, of course. I could tell you every delicious scandal that's happened here for the past 30 years. Every exquisite depravity and violation of the sanctity of human intelligence.
No, I mean about the school building.
Well, I can tell you there wasn't any reason for those boilers to be fired today. That there wasn't any reason for them to blow up. But they did.
Any idea why?
Lots of ideas. And all of them bad, Dollar. Real bad.
Okay, tell me.
Look, I was raised here. I went to college over in Lincoln. And one day I came back an architect. I was going to make the whole place over. Nice buildings, nice streets, everything. You saw what happened. The school was my first big project.
Yeah?
I drew it 4 years ago, revised it a year later.
And the city hired you?
Better than that. I was so good, the day they broke ground on that school, I left for Paris to study at the Sorbonne.
Then you weren't in town while it was being constructed?
I was out learning how to build even better things. I got back in town 4 days ago. I went over to see my building. Well, here's a laugh for you. They used my outside drawing, that's all. Looked like they made up the rest of it as they went along. I went over to see the building contractor to ask him about it. Double talk. He told me to keep my mouth shut if I ever expected to do any more work for the city.
This building contractor, what's his name?
He has a perfect name, Dollar. A fine, sunburned man with lots of good teeth and not an ounce of fat on his broad frame. Big Jim Madden.
Where can I find him? 20 or 30 irate citizens of Manhattan had already gathered outside Jim Madden's home. But the 10 uniformed men from the local sheriff's office, forming a half-moon circle across the close-clipped lawns, as well as the two standing guard over the yellow convertible in the driveway, meant there'd be no kind of being up around there. My identification card got me inside, where I waited around in a den that was stocked with good liquor and good leather chairs. Finally, a big man in a blue suit walked in.
Dollar?
Uh-huh.
I'm Jim Madden. You're the insurance man. What can I do for you?
Tell me everything you can about that high school building.
City made a claim yet?
I don't know.
Uh-huh. You just happened to be in town.
We heard something might be wrong with that building. Apparently there was.
Now, who told you a thing like that? 2 boilers explode and there's something wrong with the building? Is that the way you people figure?
We check into things.
Well, so do we. We couldn't find anything wrong.
Who's your we?
Me and the boys. Officially with the city construction department. We just had a big meeting.
Yeah? I figured those people hanging around outside ought to be worrying you.
Well, they don't worry me and you don't worry me. Drunken janitor goes to sleep last night without turning on the boilers. The pressure kicks way up, the joint blows apart and burns down.
Is that what you decided in that meeting?
That's about it. It's a terrible accident, and we'll have to use an old garage or something for a school. But then we'll get around to building another with the insurance money we have coming.
Good walls don't tumble out from that kind of explosion. We have to have some kind of specifications on that.
Easy, Dollar, easy. Of course you do, of course you do. Anything at all. Yeah, there you are. All the building specifications on the high school, okay?
That'll do for now.
Good. Now you can get out of my house. You smell smoky.
There were 50 pages of specifications on that building materials used in the construction of the school. They looked all right. They also looked as if they could have been forgeries. I tried to get hold of Bill Garrett, but he didn't answer his phone. Then I noticed an inspection receipt at the back of the folder. It was signed by the local building inspector, a man named Mike DeGuerra.
You stay up late, whoever you are, but come on in anyway.
The woman standing in the doorway was tall and blonde and smoking a longer than you can buy cigarette that went with the black filmy thing she was wearing.
You say your name's Johnny Dollar and you want to talk to Mike, huh? I'm Vivian DeGuerra, and Mike isn't home just now, but you can wait for him and talk to me. I'm not bad company. Would a drink help?
Help what?
Whatever's wrong with you. You look tired.
Might, but I'd rather not. I just came by to talk to your husband.
You said that. What do you want to talk to him about?
Business.
At 1 in the morning?
Look, you probably missed your dinner tonight, and you've been getting all your nourishment out of a bottle.
And you're kind of afraid Mike will walk in?
No, Mike DeGuerra won't walk in. He's already walked out. And you're feeling kind of sorry for yourself.
Why, I didn't...
A man, if he lives in a place, is an ashtray or a picture or yesterday's sports section lying around the front room. There's nothing like that in this room. And If I walked over to that closet 10 to 1, I wouldn't find any of his clothes. Come on, tell me. When did he land out of town?
Stop, you're hurting my arm.
Come on, when?
3 months ago. Get out of here.
Why? Where is he?
Find him and ask him. You're the detective.
Paul, Johnny Dollar. It's a mess here. Your man Stankovich is dead. Was killed in the fire.
That's a shame. What do you think?
Well, political wraparound. The school is a fix on something or other. Dough somewhere. The town sewed up tight. All kinds mixed up in it. Somewhere.
Yeah, that kind of thing, huh? Well, stay where you are, Johnny. I'm sending you 8 men. If they want to play that way, we'll play that way. Get to the bottom of this.
3 seconds after I hung up the phone, I found out how much of a mess it really was. That's when my hotel door opened and a man lurched across the room toward me.
Dollar.
He stood in front of me, swaying back and forth, his hands clutching his coat. He fell before I could get to him. 3 bullet holes formed a neat trio across where his tie pin should have been. I ran my fingers through his coat, pulled out his wallet. The driver's license read Mike Daguerre, age 39, occupation, building inspector.
In just a moment, we will return to the second act of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. But first, the king of the cowboys, Gene Autry, will be riding the CBS range again this Saturday night. And Gene will be singing 2 of your favorites, Funny Little Bunny and Home on the Range. This Saturday, CBS also will take you on another trip with Vaughn Monroe's Caravan. You can hear them both every Saturday night on most of these same CBS stations. Vaughn Monroe and Gene Autry. Now with our star, Edmund O'Brien, we return to the second act of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
After they took Mike Daguerre's body to the morgue, the local constables held me all that night in custody. Several Cheyenne hotel employees, finding nothing better to do for excitement, finally showed up to certify that Daguerre had come into the hotel already shot up. So I was clean, and they let me leave a little after dawn. When I got back to my room, Paul McGraw's contingent of operatives had already arrived. There was Ralph Haycraft from Continental, Carl Royal, Chip Hannigan, who handled the St. Louis diamond heist, Patty Phillips from Detroit, Rocky Andresano, reliable Jerry Cote, Tip Miller, Rod Cornile, and a guy who saved my life once in Denver, K.G. Peterson.
Johnny, how are you?
Hi, fine. Hey, how's everybody, huh? Chip, Patty, Ralph, good to see you.
Chesapeake's certainly spreading the dough around. What's the scoop, Johnny?
This is a big one. It's going to take all of us. Now, if you'll sit down, I'll go over it for you. All right, here's the story. Chesapeake insured a high school building here about 6 months ago. Yesterday, it fell on its face. 1, it was not built to specifications, or 2, somebody blew it down, or both. In any case, we don't pay off. But we have to prove our case. Now, there are too many leads for one man to follow before they evaporate. The guy who signed the building inspection papers was killed last night, a guy named Mike Daguerre. Carl and Chip, that's your job. Find out everything about him, his bank account, his friends, his troubles, his wife, everything. Oh, his wife, yeah, she's living at 113 South Street.
You'd find a girl on Mount Everest, Johnny.
Well, she's not my type, honestly. Robin Tip, your man is the building contractor, Big Jim Madden. He's cocky, belligerent, but I think you guys can handle him. Run him down. Bank accounts, purchase orders, what kind of money he spends, so on. Patty and Ralph, find out everything about Stankovich, the janitor who was found in the ruins. Rocky and Jerry, start talking with anybody in town who might know anything. Bars, restaurants, street corners, teachers, pupils, anybody, anywhere. And report back to me anytime you want. Now, don't push anybody around, but don't let anybody push you guys around. Anyone have anything to say?
Yeah, just one thing. Let's get this thing over so I can get back to Philadelphia. I'm about to become a father.
I thought I'd sit back a while and see what kind of birds were flushed up from the dusty meadows of Manhattan, Nebraska. An hour later, my first bird winged in. But it wasn't at all what I expected. It was a tall, gray-haired man, His Honor, Mayor Randall.
Mr. Dollar, I've seen the men you brought into town today, and I wanted to talk with you about them.
Fine. What about in particular?
The events of the past 24 hours in this town have been deplorable and grossly injurious to the public welfare. The collapse of our beautiful schoolhouse, the death of our beloved janitor Stankovich, and the untimely murder of one of our respected public servants, Mr. Daguerre. All have grieved me deeply.
None of which were caused by any of my investigators, Mr. Mayor.
Oh, my purpose here is not a belligerent one, Mr. Dollar. On the contrary, I came seeking assistance. We are a small community with a rudimentary police force, not equipped for major criminal investigations. I want these matters brought to a head and cleared up. And I came to offer a complete cooperation between you and our municipal government.
I never turned down cooperation, Mayor, and I'll accept yours. You can begin by telling me everything you know about the schoolhouse.
Oh, certainly. It was commissioned 2 years ago, designed by William Garrett. Built by James Madden 6 months ago. The unfortunate Mr. DeGuerre inspected it and called it up to snuff. On the basis of his official inspection, your company insured it. I had no idea until yesterday that it was an unsafe building.
Was DeGuerre reliable?
I know nothing about his personal life, Mr. Dollar, but in his job he was competent and above reproach.
He couldn't have been competent if he approved an unsafe building.
Yes, I wondered about that myself, but I'm not prepared at the moment with an answer.
Where are the purchase orders for the materials used in that building?
The purchase orders?
Yeah.
Purchase orders. I can't seem to recall. Well, they were undoubtedly destroyed along with other useless paper matters that were accumulated from the construction work.
Material purchase orders are never useless when the building falls down afterwards. If you find them, I'd like to be invited in.
Well, I will certainly look for them, Mr. Dollar. I want to cooperate with you in every way.
I'm sure you do, and you'll hear from me when I need something. Thank you, Mayor, and good day.
Oh, by the way, the city council will, of course, have to file an immediate claim with your company.
We take the bitter with the sweet. I pondered his statement for a while and got nowhere. There are mayors and mayors, and this one was of the old school, full of cliches and overblown rhetoric and nothing else. In a little while, calls began coming in from the men. Chip reported that during the building construction, Mike DeGuerre had made 4 deposits of $5,000 each in the bank. His salary was $7,500 a year. I thought another talk with Mrs. DeGuerre was in order and made for her house. She answered the door with tears in her eyes, a black lace handkerchief, and a black dress. It was tight, satin, and low cut. Not exactly Emily Post for mourning, but it was black.
Oh, Mr. Dollar, I'm glad you came. I'm so unhappy and lost.
Yeah, I can see. May I come in?
Why not? Is there anything special you want, Mr. Dollar?
I'm sorry to cut in on your hour of bereavement, Mrs. DeGuerre, but under the
I
circumstances...
know. I'm not sure I can help you any. I'm so broken up.
If you're not careful, you might drown in those tears.
You cheap gumshoe.
You dropped your act. Well, don't bother to pick it up. In that dance hall dress and shoes. Is that what you thought was expected of you? Look, this setup creaks from top to bottom. Come on now. Your late husband made $7,500 a year and deposited $20,000 in 6 months. Does that figure?
I don't know anything about his money. All I know is the bank told me he only had $300 left.
What did he do with it?
What do you think? He spent it on other women.
And why the tragic act?
Not very good at it, am I?
Not the best?
I really loved him. He loved me. We kicked it away because we both wanted more excitement than this town and his salary could give us. There was no place to go. We just didn't get along. He was out spending his money on other women, being a big shot. I can't blame him, no. I helped make him do it.
What about the money? He got it for falsifying the school inspection papers, didn't he?
Well, he didn't get it inventing the telephone.
Who gave it to him?
I don't know.
Well, who do you think killed him? And why?
I don't know that either.
What do you know?
Look, he didn't leave any insurance, see, and I got to live the best way I can. If I stay in this town, I've got to keep friends. If I don't want to keep them, I got no choice but to move. And that takes money.
I wonder what could possibly be on your mind.
The company you represent handles insurance, doesn't it?
263 different kinds.
Are you particular what kind of premiums you collect?
We pay off on a lot of things. Just what kind of insurance were you thinking about, madam?
$2,000 endowment. That's a 10.
No. But my word's good at the cashier's cage. What do you got?
I'm trusting you. Mike got that $20,000 from the Universal Rock Company for, quote, services rendered, unquote. You know who owns the rock company?
Big Jim Madden?
Close enough, Big Jim's brother. Last night, when Mike showed up in town, he was gunning for trouble.
Why?
He said they were going to make a patsy out of him. He wasn't going to take the rap for anybody, is what he said. I think he ran out of money and came back to make a touch in exchange for disappearing again.
And Madden shot him?
I didn't say that because I don't know. How do I get my insurance?
Yeah, if what you say is true. I'll have to check first. I finally tore myself away from the grieving widow and headed back to the hotel in case any of the boys called. On my way down Main Street, getting the worst end of the local stairs, Someone with a wrinkled coat and bourbon on his breath stepped out the doorway and stopped me. Bill Garrett, the architect.
Dollar?
Yeah, Garrett, what is it?
I finally got up courage enough to do something decent. Decent for me, anyway. For anybody else, it would be too low to talk about.
What was it?
I'm not much of a lawyer, but they say there's a statute in the books that says a private citizen may commit a crime to prevent a greater crime from being committed and still go free. Is that right?
Most states have it. I suppose Nebraska does, too.
Well, I committed a crime. I'm a Fagin, that's what I am.
So long, Garrett. I'm busy.
Oh, now, Johnny, wait a minute. No. Just written on the head of a pin, it goes this way. I had a secretary in the mayor's office steal something from his private file. Here. The purchase orders for our humble contribution to ageless architecture, the Little Red Schoolhouse. Signed by no other spotless member of our model community than James G. Madden.
I looked at them, and they were as advertised. Purchase orders complete down to the last 10-penny nail. Not being a technical expert, I decided to shoot them back to Paul McGraw for his perusal. I sent them from the local post office, insured, registered airmail, and special delivery. Then I walked up the steps of the city hall for a chat with His Honor.
Good afternoon, Dollar. My door is open to you anytime.
Glad you feel that way, and I hope you still do when I finish.
You finish what, Dollar?
Calling you a liar?
No, see, here.
Save the B-picture dialogue for your next campaign. I thought you told me the purchase orders on the schoolhouse were destroyed.
Well, to my knowledge, they were.
Look in your personal file. Folder marked Madden, personal, hold.
I don't know what you mean.
Go on, look. No, don't bother. Because all you'll find is an empty space.
Oh.
You ought to see your face, Mayor.
Well,
Well, Mayor, they were in there, but somebody stole them and gave them to me. Yeah. I sent them to my company for examination. And I'm sure somebody's going to be in a jackpot when the material purchase doesn't come up to the specifications of the building.
Dollar, this is outrageous.
Indeed it is. And it was outrageous from the day your city started to build that school.
Well, all right. I'll tell you why I did what I did.
For money.
Keep your filthy insinuations to yourself.
Insinuation? Your Honor. That was a plain statement.
I wanted to spare this city the loss of faith it would suffer, seeing one of its most prominent citizens exposed and driven out. A man is entitled to one mistake in his life, and Jim Madden is no exception. I planned to bring him to a private accounting and make him replace the money he made on that building and repair it to specifications. Only the tragedy occurred before I took matters in hand.
You had 6 months to do it. And every day of that 6 months, 1,800 students might have been killed. And one man was killed.
No one knows that better than I. But once having decided on this course of action, I didn't know how to go about rectifying things. My intentions were good, but they went astray in the interest of humanity and brotherhood.
Mayor Randall, you are as full of wind as a Chicago street. You are not only windy, you're corny, stupid, careless, and you're criminal. On the strength of what you told me, my company will never pay that claim.
Dollar, I was trapped.
Look, I'm going to pick up Madden right now, and Randall, I suggest that you give yourself up to your own police chief before I have him do it for me. I raced back to my hotel to organize my men and pick up Madden. When I came in, the phone was ringing. It was Rocky Androsano saying he had 2 witnesses to DeGuerra's shooting. I told him to pick up the boys and come right over. I hung up just as the door opened, and 3 sullen characters with brick dust on their shoulders came in, uninvited.
Want to come with us, Dollar?
What do you need?
4th at Bridge? Come on.
No, thanks.
Guys, that'll do it.
It was strictly no contest, and with one on each side working a punishing arm lock, I casually strolled out of the room and down the elevator to the street. We were coming out of the hotel when I saw Rocky, Chip, KG, Ralph crossing the street. My boys did real well, especially KG Peterson, who was in a hurry to get back to his wife. After we subdued the hoods, I said a few words to their leader.
Don't ask me nothing.
Sorry, this is quiz night. Madden sent you, didn't he?
Never heard of him. You wouldn't do that by yourself.
We're not proving that. Talk.
Lay off. Lay off. Of course he sent us. Who else?
Where were you supposed to take me and why?
Why, I don't know. Where? The Universal Rock Company on the edge of town.
It was a huge, dusty building next to some intricate rock-crushing machinery. Parked in front of it were 3 cars. A yellow convertible, such as a well-to-do contractor might drive, a long black sedan, such as a city official might have, and a small sedan, such as anybody might have. We covered all the exits, and KG Peterson and I went up the front way. We were halfway up to the offices when we pounded up to the landing just as Big Jim Madden staggered out of an open office and fell twisting on the stairs. Through the open door, I saw a flash of black skirt and a hand holding a gun that started jumping. Give me that.
It's empty.
Oh,
It's all right, Mayor. I'll get an ambulance out here as soon as I can. We took Vivian DeGuerre into custody. Randall was in bad shape, and he died 2 hours later. But before he died, he told me the whole story.
it was my idea, beginning to end. Madden didn't want to do it, but I told him if he didn't, he'd never get another contract from this city. We were able to split $100,000 with the cheap supplies we used in that building.
Well, when I showed up, Madden, he was afraid he was going to take the rap alone, huh? He was afraid he'd end up like Mike DeGuerre. That right?
Yes, I had DeGuerre killed. He wanted more money.
And you kept the purchase orders so you could make Madden do what you wanted him to do.
When he found out that your company had them, he was going to turn both of us in. I talked him out of it.
Yeah, with a gun. He's dead.
He's better that way. Why is it there's always a falling out among thieves?
That was the last question Mayor Randall ever asked on Earth. And like other men before him who had lived with deceit and treachery, Randall didn't live long enough to get an answer. It turned out he had an ex-wife in Detroit and a daughter living in Miami, but neither one of them claimed his body. His estate was tied up by the city, and the county buried him in Potter's Field, right next to another thief named Jim Madden. No one wrote anything on their headstones. No one cared. The reformed city government was too busy floating a bond issue for a new high school. Bill Garrett's going to design it, and this time, I'm pretty sure they'll follow his plans. Expense account total, $3,227. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, stars Edmund O'Brien in the title role and was written by E. Jack Newman and John Michael Hayes, with music composed and conducted by Leith Stevens. Edmund O'Brien can currently be seen starring in Harry M. Popkin's United Artists production, DOA. Featured in our cast were Victor Perrin, Elliott Reed, Hy Averback, Clayton Post, Bill Conrad, Virginia Gregg, and Willer Waterman. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, is produced and directed by Jaime Del Valle. Join us next week when, from Hollywood, Edmund O'Brien will appear in another transcribed adventure of...
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Johnny Dollar.
Mr. Dollar, this is Miss Ramey, Legal Department, Britannia Casualty and Life.
Oh, yeah, Miss Ramey. Thanks for calling back. I just wanted to get something straight. If a murderer is executed, does his policy pay off?
As far as I know, yes, but we've never fixed the situation.
Well, put on your makeup. It's liable to happen any minute.
Edmund O'Brien in another transcribed adventure of the man with the action-packed expense account, America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to Britannia Casualty and Life, Hartford, Connecticut. The following is an accounting of expenditures during my investigation of Stuart Palmer, the man who wrote himself to death. Expense account, item 1, $123.42, air and miscellaneous travel expenses from Hartford to Chicago and the Cook County Jail.
Well, you can make up your own mind about him, Dollar. He's like all those writers. If he isn't guilty, he's crazy.
How are you, Lieutenant?
Oh, hi, Markowitz. This is Mr. Dollar.
Hello, how are you?
Mr. Dollar.
He's an insurance dick. He wants to talk to Palmer. Call him out, will you?
Sure thing, Lieutenant. Hey, Palmer, the mother's here.
I'll see you on your way out, Dollar.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Lieutenant.
Here's your boy, Mr. Dollar.
You'll have to talk to him through the bridge.
Stuart Palmer?
Yeah.
My name is Dollar. Lieutenant Casualty in Life sent me out here. I understand you're in some difficulty. If there's anything I can do to help...
You didn't come here to help me. You came to investigate my new policy.
Now, look.
I don't need your help or anybody else's. I paid my first premium. That's all you or the company need be concerned about.
They're concerned about the fact that you're being held on suspicion of murder.
That doesn't affect the policy.
Have you retained counsel?
That's not your business.
Thanks for the cooperation. Nice to meet friends in a strange city. You can have them, Markowitz.
Thanks.
Well, Dollar? Lovable, isn't he?
What have you got on him?
Oh, not much. Some wino was killed in the Clark Street pool room. Palmer was holding one of the cues. We pulled him in with about 14 others.
When are you going to release him?
We're not sure. He's been in before, you know.
Tell me, what's the matter with him?
Who knows? He's a writer. Crime stuff. Hangs around the West Madison district a lot of the time. Calls it research.
Does he still have that Kenwood address?
Wait a sec. Yeah. 5715.
Well, I hope his wife is jollier than he is.
Oh, Mr. Martin, I'm sorry. I thought you were somebody else.
I am. My name is Dollar. I'm an insurance investigator.
Well, I'm sorry. We have all the insurance we can use.
I said investigator. I want to talk to you about your husband.
Oh, come in. Why do you do this to him? I know why. It's like he says. You're all after him. You don't like him because he's a genius. You don't understand him. You'll never understand
Now,
him.
wait a minute.
You can try all you want to. As Stewart says, when one human being does something better than another human being, that's when they attack him. Well, go ahead.
Look, Mrs. Palmer, I'm on your side. I'm not the police.
Oh.
Well, why don't you sit down? I'll explain the whole thing to you. Come on. That's better. Now, your husband took out a $100,000 life insurance policy last week.
Well, there's certainly nothing wrong with that.
Mrs. Palmer, please. This week, your husband is arrested on suspicion of murder.
There, now, you see? You don't know anything about him, and already you're accusing him of the most awful
I
thing.
am not accusing him of anything, Mrs. Palmer. I'm just trying to help. I talked with your husband a little while ago. He wasn't very cooperative. I'd hoped you would be.
But you put him in jail, and then you expect him to be cooperative.
Does he have a lawyer?
Yes, of course, Mr. Martin. That's who I thought you were.
Well, how does Mr. Martin feel about this?
But he's been very nice. Stewart isn't worried. Stewart knows that Mr. Martin can bring him anytime he wants to.
What does your husband write? Books?
Well, he used to write for the radio. But as he says, it's a very limited medium. So one morning he went to his agent and tore that contract out right in his face. And that very day he started to write his play. 140 pages. With real people and every scene. He took every one of them from life.
Is the play about crime?
How did you know that?
I met your husband doing a little research in jail.
Well, they put him in jail because they don't understand. And he says they don't put a doctor to bed in a hospital because he's doing research on a dangerous disease. People don't know good from evil. That's what's wrong. They're afraid of the truth, and that's what's good right. He practically lives with his subject.
Criminals.
Yes, he studies them. Nobody can write believably about something unless they're familiar with it. That's the sacrifice he makes.
You don't get to see much of him, do you?
Well, his work is infinitely more important than I am. But as soon as his play is produced, we're going away together. Atlantic City. The manuscript has been in New York for 6 months now, so it shouldn't be long before he hears.
What has your husband's income been for the past 6 months?
Well, there hasn't been much. But great art is often born of poverty.
But $100,000 insurance policies aren't. Who's this man, Neil Beasley, your co-beneficiary?
Oh, then, if you're going to sit here and be insulting, perhaps you'd better leave.
Well, perhaps I'd better. You mentioned an agent. What's his name?
George Michaelcroft. He's in the England building.
Crazy. That guy is crazy. You can't do business with a guy like that. Art, he talks. Everything's got to be art. Spends his time with bums, and he calls it art.
Hasn't he done anything for 6 months, Mr. Michaelcroft?
Not with me. Well, let's face it. Not with nobody. You know, he could have been a good writer, this boy. But he was too arty, not commercial. then boom, he's got to write a play. And where is it? Probably in the bottom drawer of Hallstein's desk. And it's going to stay there. Here's a copy. Take it along and read it.
Thanks. What about this research he does?
Research? Is that what he told you? I had to go down to the county jail and bail him out. Twice. That's what washed me up. Someday they're going to catch him with the goods on him. You know, maybe it started out to be research, but it ain't now.
Well, how did it start?
With a guy named Neil Beasley.
Neil Beasley?
Oh, you heard of him, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the boy. He took Palmer under his wing, and that's where he still is. I don't know. Maybe he can't get out. Beasley came up to the office with Palmer once. What a character.
Where does this Beasley hang out, you know?
Who knows? Nasty neighborhood.
Expense account, item 2, 80 cents, cab fare to a nasty neighborhood. After a lot of questions and bad bourbon, I came across a character who called himself Roscoe. Roscoe was the walking who's who of the district. When I mentioned the name Beasley, he swallowed his drink, wiped the back of his hand over his mouth, and leaned over the table toward me.
Beasley. Beasley. Let's see. Beasley.
Come on, here. Here's something to stimulate your memory.
Well, yes, of course. Beasley, Neil Beasley. Been a friend of mine for years. Slipped my mind. Getting old. Beasley was born in Cincinnati of well-to-do parents. They say he attended Harvard, but it's only a story. You know how stories start.
Skip the history. Where can I find him?
Any number of places. If the racetrack was open, you'd find him there, but the racetrack ain't open. There is his place of residence.
Where is that?
I don't know. But he must live somewhere.
Obviously. What would you suggest?
You familiar with the Atomic Tavern up the street?
No, I'm a stranger in town.
Peoria?
No.
You have the face of a Peoria salesman. I don't know, something in the eyes. Yes, well, the Atomic Tavern up the street.
Thanks, Roscoe.
You never did say where you were from.
Hartford, Connecticut. If you're ever in town, look me up. 4 blocks away, squeezed between a delicatessen and a shoe parlor, I came upon the Atomic Tavern. It exploded just as I arrived.
And stay out. That's no name to call a lady. Oh, come right in, sir. Come in. Anybody with a civil tongue is welcome, sir.
Thanks.
Yeah, boys.
Neil Beasley around? Eh? Who wants him? His name is Johnny Dollar. I'm a friend of Stuart Palmer's.
Well, you tell him that. He's at the back table there. All right, boys, come on, what you have? Don't bother me.
Your name, Beasley?
Mr. Beasley. Who are you?
Mr. Dollar.
What's business, Dollar?
Insurance, investigation then. Can I sit down? I'm working for a company that holds a policy on the life of Stuart Palmer.
Insurance racket. I wonder how it started. I suppose somebody back in Rome bet Julius Caesar 10 drachmas he wouldn't live through the 15th of March and won. What do you want with me?
Well, I'm looking for somebody who'll make some sense. Maybe you're it. I understand you're Palmer's beneficiary.
That's right. He's a good boy.
Yeah, but he's not a good risk. The company insures a radio right. I come out here and learn he's a petty criminal.
What's your problem, Dollar? Why don't you cancel the policy?
Well, I will if I can. Tell me, what got him started?
Well, put yourself in his place. He spends a lot of time around here learning so he can write good stuff. He writes good stuff, so good they won't buy it, so he falls back on his education.
That's logical, but illegal.
Oh, they'll get him. They'll get me, too. It's fate. The bumps on your head, the lines in your hands, the stars, destiny. Who can stop it?
Well, that's quite a philosophy you've got. I was looking toward the front of the building. I hadn't seen him come in, but it was Stuart Palmer. He was standing at the elbow of the bar, obviously looking for his friend. When he spotted me, he started for the door.
Oh, sit down, Dollar.
That's my arm, Beasley.
Sit down and leave him alone. The cops released him. Just leave him alone.
Let's go, Beasley.
Hey, Dollar, what's the furniture? Lay off with you. I'll put your
By the time I got outside, he was half a block away, heading west. I knocked over several West Madison Street characters, and then it suddenly occurred to me that the only reason I was chasing him was because he was running away from me. I was 50 feet behind him when he rounded a Walgreens drugstore on the corner. For a second, I lost him. Then I saw him. He wasn't running. He was turned toward me.
Palmer! Don't! The crowd! I bent over the newsboy just long enough to see that he was dead. And I started after Palmer again. There was no mistake about it. He wanted that policy, and he'd kill to keep it.
In just a moment, we will return to the second act of Yours Truly, Johnny Dollar. But first, the screen's sophisticated, caustic Mr. Belvedere, alias Clifton Webb, will swap quips with Bing Crosby on the Groner CBS show this Wednesday night. CBS cordially invites you to hear this great show that promises some of the best laughs of the season when it comes your way on most of these same CBS stations this Wednesday night. Mildred Bailey, the rocking chair lady of popular song, also will be on hand as guest star. So remember, be listening when Clifton Webb, Mildred Bailey, and Bing Crosby get together tomorrow night. Now, with our star, Edmund O'Brien, we return to the second act of Yours Truly, Johnny Dollar.
I lost Palmer in the next block. If daylight had held for a little longer, maybe I could have stopped the whole thing. I looked at my watch. It was 6:05. The Hartford office was closed. I headed back for a phone in the Walgreen drugstore. I got to the corner just as the police in the person of Lieutenant Carrigan pulled up.
Dollar! What the devil are you doing here?
Look at that kid, Carrigan, lying there. If you hadn't let that maniac out, the boy would still be hawking his papers.
Hey, wait a minute. Back off. What are you talking about?
Who do you think did it? Palmer.
Palmer? Are you sure?
Yeah, he was shooting at me. What'd you let him out for?
Oh, look, Dollar, there are laws. I told you earlier we didn't have much on him. He was clear.
Well, he's sure not clear on this one. Kid only had 3 papers left.
I think you better tell me what happened, Dollar.
Well, let's go away from here.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, folks, why don't you go home? Come on, move, huh?
I don't know what there is about people.
They're just glad it wasn't their kid. Well, here's the tale. I came down here to find a guy named Neil Beasley, a friend of Palmer's. Palmer showed up in the joint. When he saw me, he made a dash up the street. I took out after him, and when I got to the corner, he opened up. The kid was standing next to me. After the gunfire, I went after Palmer again. Believe me, I wish I'd caught him.
Yeah. Sergeant?
Yes, Lieutenant.
Put out a general on Stuart Palmer. All the dope's in my office. Well, why would he want to kill you?
That's a $100,000 question, Lieutenant. I'll be in the drugstore. Gotta make a phone call.
Hello?
Mr. Sandal?
Yes?
Sorry to bother you at home. I'm on the Palmer case out of your Hartford office.
Oh, yes. Mr. Dollar, isn't it?
That's right.
How are you making out?
Well, things couldn't be worse. Your only move is to cancel the policy, sir. How soon can you do that? On good grounds.
Well, I couldn't get word from the East until tomorrow afternoon at the earliest.
Well, if you can't do it tonight, just forget the whole thing.
I don't understand.
Well, the police have put out a general alarm for the policyholder, dead or alive. And the odds are on the bad side.
All right, Dollar. I'll do what I can. I'll get on the phone to Hartford as soon as I hang up.
Good. I won't keep you waiting. Bye. Expense account item 4, $1.80 cab fare back to Mrs. Palmer's apartment. On the way, I suppose I should have been worried about the $100,000 worth of policy, but that didn't seem to bother me. There was the newsboy who never knew what hit him, and there was Palmer's wife. I was going to have to tell her about it. But I knew even before I got to the apartment that she'd never believe me.
I don't believe you.
Of course you don't. And you don't want to. You don't want to believe anything bad about him. You want to just go on complimenting yourself on being married to the greatest man on earth. But you're way wrong. Where is he?
I don't know. And you can't make me believe. Why would he kill himself?
Well, my guess is that he's doing it for you.
Oh, that's a terrible thing to say. He wouldn't do anything wrong, even for me.
He took out an insurance policy that he couldn't afford. Why do you think he did that?
I don't know. I never understood about business.
Well, he sure got you. Some people have collie dogs, and he's got you. He comes home, pat you on the head, so you'll look up at him and tell him how wonderful he is. You know why? Because nobody else will.
You just don't understand at all.
How long has it been since he treated you like a woman? Bought you things like candy, flowers. When was the last time he spent an evening with you?
Why are you saying these things?
Well, I'm trying to tell you that he failed, both as a writer and as a husband. Don't you see? He's trying to make it up to you. He wants the police to kill him so you'll collect the insurance.
That's a lie.
Where is he, Marion?
Hello? Yes? No, he's here now. Why do you say that? No. Stuart, where are you? Sweetheart.
Well, look who's here. I wish Palmer was as easy to find as you are.
You won't find him here.
Does she know where he is?
No, he just phoned her. Wouldn't tell her.
Well, looks like a long night.
Yeah? For her, too. Mind if I ride back to the Madison district with you?
That's quite a theory, Dollar. What happens to a guy to get him in a mess like this?
I don't know. Burned too many bridges, I guess. Made a stand with his agent. Told everybody he'd show him he was right. Now he can't do it.
I don't know. Maybe I've been in homicide too long. I used to think a lot about things like this. You know, wonder about what started these characters, what got them to the place where I'd have to go after them. No more. Their problems aren't mine. All I worry about now is how to get them without getting anybody else hurt.
You've got a nice, simple job, Lieutenant Carrigan.
Yeah. I was thinking of that. You want him alive?
The insurance company does.
I hope it works out for you. I can't take any chances. We always try to save him for a trial. But if you're right about this one, he'll come out with a gun. Those are the kind we have to stop.
You know, this could turn into a very unpleasant situation. The lieutenant was kind enough to drop me at the Atomic Tavern. The place was empty. The sirens had frightened most of the clientele out of the precinct. All except one. He sat in the same position, at the same table, with what looked like the same glass of beer. Hello, Beasley.
Mr. Beasley. I was expecting you. Sit down.
Thanks.
How's the insurance business?
Well, sometimes we sell too much. You know where Palmer is?
Surely, always know where Palmer is. He tells me things he wouldn't tell anyone else.
You may not care, Mr. Beasley, but you just made yourself an accessory to insurance fraud.
Not unless I tell the police where he is. And then your company is out $100,000.
And you're in 10.
I'll tell you the truth. I don't want that money. I don't want a penny of that money. Looked good at first. He wanted to give his wife a break. Offered me $10,000 to help him out.
How did you help him out?
Well, take right now, for instance. I could have tipped the cops twice a minute since it happened. In fact, I was supposed to. Cops would have killed him. Wife and I would have collected our money. But I can't do it.
Isn't it a little late for Boy Scouting?
No. No, not if you could fuck him out of it.
Where is he?
No cops.
No cops.
Just as soon as I finish my beer.
We walked down Halstead with the red streetcars rumbling by and the fruit trucks and the chicken wagons. I didn't notice the name of the street we turned west on, but a block and a half later, we stopped, 2 doors away from a basement barber shop.
Well, it's where he is. You're crazy to go in there.
Are you staying out here?
No. No, I'm going in. But I'm crazy, too.
Really?
That's why you should never listen to a guy like me. Farmer's got nothing to lose. How much do they pay you for getting killed?
Come on, if you're going, let's go.
Okay. Farmer, it's Beasley. Let me in.
Good work, Neil. Bring him in quick.
You've got a good line, Beasley.
Mr. Beasley. So good, I believe it myself.
What's that supposed to mean?
Oh, Palmer, it's a bad deal all the way around. What do you want to do, make history? You won't go down in any books.
What's got into you? You helped me lay out the whole thing.
Oh, yes, it looked good, but it won't work.
He's right, Palmer. It won't work. I put through a cancellation request on your policy.
But it hasn't gone through yet. If it had, you wouldn't have come in here.
It's no good, Palmer. Even if it doesn't come through, they'll fight it in court after you're dead. We've got too much against us.
How far will they get without your testimony? You aren't going to be around to get it.
Well, that's no good either. If you kill me, that'll clinch it. Oh, come on. Use your head, Palmer. You've got a chance. The newsboy is only a second-degree rat. There was no premeditation.
You're trying awful hard to save that company of yours $100,000.
Listen, there isn't a commission big enough to make me come here.
All right, then why did you come?
I don't know. Maybe because way back in my mind I thought to myself, I can get to this guy. Maybe it was your wife that made me come. I just saw her, Palmer. You know, you aren't doing her any favors by getting yourself killed. She loves you too much. You can't buy a thing like that off with $100,000.
They're coming. I didn't tip them. They must have followed us down.
It doesn't make any difference how they get here. Just so they come. Well, watch it, Dollar. Stay away from me. Nobody's going to stop me now. This is what they all wanted. It's like the big literary agent with the big promises. Great play, he tells us. Yes, and the old friends. They'll cut the story out of the papers and they'll save it in the desk drawer. Poor Stu, they'll say. He could have been a good boy. Well, all right, they can save it. It's going to pay off. That's what counts.
It won't pay off, and you know it. The only guy that wants it this way is you, because you haven't got the guts to go on.
Palmer, we know you're in there. We'll give you 30 seconds, Palmer.
I'll be right out.
Palmer, it's waste, Palmer. It's for nothing.
It's no use, Dollar. He's going to do it. Better lie down on the floor.
Stuart, are you in there?
Marion, get away from here.
I want to talk to you, Stuart. Oh, please don't.
Come on in here. Marion, what are you doing here?
Never be careful. Don't do it, Stuart. I don't want money that way.
Wait a minute. Did they make you come in here?
No, I want
Goodbye, Marion.
Stuart, don't go! Stuart, come back!
Let go of me.
Stuart!
Get down on the floor.
No!
Come on, get down. There's nothing you can do.
Stop, Palmer! Stop!
As you know, Palmer's policy was not canceled before he died. But I'm sure that with a staff of legal geniuses employed by the Britannia Company, you'll come out all right. A soft judge gave Beasley 60 days for attempted insurance fraud. And that was it. Expense account item 6, same as item 1, transportation Chicago to Hartford. Expense account total, $635.24. Oh, almost forgot. Item 7, 35 cents, tip to Western Union boy. Telegram from Marion Palmer. Contents? Thought you'd like to know. Stewart's play accepted for production on Broadway. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Johnny Dollar.
This is Bill Hudson, Johnny. Grand Industrial Authority. Remember?
How could I forget? Whose assembly line busted down this time?
It's steel, Johnny. Cornell Steel, Pittsburgh. Lots of so-called accidental deaths from the open heart furnaces. Frankly, it smacks of murder to me.
Could be hot work. I'll bring my sweatshirt. When's the next plane for Smokeville?
Edmund O'Brien in another transcribed adventure of the man with the action-packed expense account. America's fabulous freelance insurance investigator.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. Expense account submitted by Special Investigator Johnny Dollar to Great Industrial Assurance Corporation of America, Hartford, Connecticut. The following is an accounting of my expenditures during investigation of the dead first helpers. Expense account item 1, $83.24 plane fare to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, a land of chimneys and open hearth furnaces where I met Supervisor Joel Barrett.
5 men in a single month, Mr. Dollar. All of them first helpers.
What's a first helper?
Well, it goes like this. The melter foreman is in charge of a number of furnaces. The first helper is in charge of an individual furnace. Under him are the second helpers and the cinder snaps.
I see. Well, how did the deaths occur?
In a number of ways. One man tumbled down a flight of stairs. 2 were killed by a crane magnet. Another one fell from the pouring platform. And just last week, one of our best men was killed in an explosion of a hot-capped bowl.
You better explain that one.
Certain types of steel have to be capped after they've been poured from the ladle to the ingot, you see. Sometimes the pressure is so great inside of them that when the pourers shoot water on the cap to seal it, the cap flies off and sprays a man with molten steel. I've seen it happen only once, Mr. Dollar. That's enough for me.
Any connection between these deaths?
How do you mean?
I mean any common denominator, anything that could provide a motive for murder.
Well, none that I know of, except for the fact that all the men had been with us for a long time, 15 or 20 years.
Just the boys who know their way around, eh?
That's what's so strange, Mr. Dollar. None of them have ever been found to ignore safety regulations.
Uh-huh.
How do you plan on proceeding?
Well, it's been my experience that plant investigation from the outside is pretty often a waste of time. The men are on their guard.
You want to go right to work in the shop?
What did you say they call the lowest man on the open hearth furnace?
Cinder snap.
Well, you break out the overalls, Mr. Barrett. We'll see how good I am at snapping cinders. Expense account item 2, 25 cents for work cap. Every other item of equipment provided by the company. Expense account item 3, $1 for blister salve and adhesive tape for hands after first 8 hours of work. Expense account item 4, 75 cents for liniment for back after second 8 hours of work. Expense account item 5, $10 first union fees, United Steelworkers CIO. Footnote, the 4th day on the job is the hardest.
Dollar!
Yeah!
Silicon! What? Silicon! Wheelbarrow, come on!
Right!
Move!
Dollar! Yeah?
Get on the rod! They're tapping 12!
Rod?
Get on the rod!
Right!
Dollar!
Yeah!
Where's the silicon?
Well, I gotta get on the rod!
Well, get to the rod and silicon and we're banking it!
You're what?
Hurry up! Dollar, get on the rod! Get on the rod!
The routine was a killer, but more and more I felt myself becoming a part of the making of steel. It's really something to watch the straight white-hot steam pound into the ingot molds from the ladles. And I began to know these men whom you never hear about, the men with the big backs and the soaking red bandanas around their waists. Like Andre with the funny last name, who got a kick out of helping me along.
It's all right, Dollar. You get the swing of it. It's not half so hard like you think. After a while, you get strong, get tough like nails.
Oh, my aching back.
Bet you never eat so good, huh? Bet you never sleep so good.
Oh, I dream about lime-silicon ratios.
You on sea turn tomorrow?
Yeah, if you mean the midnight shift, yeah.
Good, you be with me. I show you lots of things.
Well, I don't mind the work, but frankly, I'm scared.
You work good. They not fire you.
It's not that, Andre. I mean cranes and scrap cars and ladles of steel 3,000 degrees hot.
You learn how to go around. You have no trouble. You remember the rule. You have no trouble. You be fine.
Maybe. But some of the boys were saying that 5 men died in the last month. And boys that should know how to get around. Right, Andre?
Accidents always happen. Fools, the old ones, they are the careless ones. They know. They think they know so well the rule, and they slip and poof.
Yeah, you said it. Poof. For sometimes it isn't so easy to make friends in a steel mill. Sometimes, no matter how hard you try, you know that you've lived too soft a life to ever get information from a steel man like Joe Poland. I found him in the company cafeteria.
Where you come?
Chicago.
You no look Chicago.
What do I look?
You look from office building. Where you was before?
Office building.
Your hand like baby, soft like milk. How'd they take you?
Guess I've got an honest face.
What?
Give it. Eat your soup. It's getting cold.
Yeah.
Kirk Brody.
What you say?
Nothing. Just Kirk Brody.
Kirk Brody. How you know Kirk Brody? He dead when you come.
I know. Killed by a hot cap mold.
Kirk Brody friend. I like him. Work good.
Who was working with him, Joe?
Massaloni.
Glad it wasn't me. I'd hate to have that on my conscience.
You nosy. You maybe work for Barrett. Barrett. Ugh. I don't like.
Finish your soup, Joe. It's getting cold.
Well.
But then there was Fred, another first helper, who helped me understand the general feeling about Mr. Barrett.
You'll learn what it's like, Dollar. You married?
Not yet.
Well, if you were married and maybe had a couple of kids, you'd find out. You'd lie awake at night and you'd wonder, will it be me? If I get that blue slip tomorrow, what if something happened to me? Would she get anything from the insurance? Things like that.
How long have you been here?
5 years. And tomorrow they can say, that's all, friend. And where are you?
You sound like you know your way around, Fred. What's your idea on these accidents?
Accidents? There's no such thing as an accident, Dollar. People who want to live cross the street with the light. Same way in steel. Like Kirk Brody, killed last week.
I decided to pay Kirk Brody's widow a call. But there was so little to go on, I had nothing to lose. She lived in a cold water flat. There was still a black wreath in the door.
Yes?
Mrs. Brody?
That's right.
I wonder if I could see you for a moment. I'm with Cornell Steel.
Come in. Won't you sit down?
Thanks. My name is Dollar. I'm investigating the accidents that occurred in the open hearths, Mrs. Brody. I'm sorry to trouble you about it, but there are some things I have to know.
Kirk was the last one.
It happened 3 weeks ago, is that right?
Yeah. 3 weeks ago, Tuesday.
On the accident report, it said he was killed when a hot cap blew off a mold.
I knew it would happen, Mr. Dollar. I knew it would happen. It was as if I could have stopped it. Oh, Kirk was always careful. Always. Only that day when he left the house, I had a feeling something was going to happen. I said, Kirk, please be careful. He smiled. It was the last I spoke.
I won't trouble you any further, Mrs. Brody.
Oh, no. I want to tell you what's happening, Mr. Dollar. I'll tell you what it is. It was this way with Kirk. It's this way with the others. It's their jobs. They're scared for their jobs. You want to investigate. You want to investigate Barrett. He's the one to investigate.
Hope nobody saw you come in here.
Nobody did, Barrett.
What'd you find out?
Well, nothing you could call factual, but there's some kind of tension in the shop. Something's going on.
Well, production is holding its own.
No, they work all right. But it's like they're frightened of something. I want to look at your employment records.
Sure thing. Right in that file drawer.
Thanks.
You know, it certainly is odd, Dollar. Every one of the men killed was alone at the time. No witnesses at all.
Oh, really? That's something you neglected to tell me on my first visit here, Mr. Barrett.
It slipped my mind.
It seems several other things slipped your mind.
What do you mean?
Well, like a little communication I found on the bulletin board in the locker room.
What communication?
To the effect that due to various conditions beyond our control, layoffs will be necessary in some cases, and men will be laid off consistent with their seniority.
Now, what possible connection could that have with the 5 deaths?
You had the answer to that question, but I had to find it out on my own. I don't call that active cooperation, Mr. Barrett.
What's that?
The 5 men were killed in order of seniority. The killer, whoever he is, obviously is scared to death of losing his job. According to your files, the next man slated of accidental death is another first helper, Mike Baroldi. Now, you knew all that. Why didn't you speak up?
Well, I don't know. It never hit me as particularly important.
You know Cornell Steel isn't paying off anybody right now. Maybe you're trying to scare the men into more work. And I doubt if that's company policy, Mr. Barrett.
You have your job to do, Dollar. That's to find this killer. I have my job to do. That's to boost production. Is that all right with you?
Perfectly all right. And I'll take my job any day.
Right!
Yeah?
Come here!
What?
The delayed third shanty.
Okay.
I just block her with manganese for the tap, Dollar. I can't waste no time.
Look, this won't take long. Mike, you're on somebody's death list. You know that?
What are you talking about?
I'm with the plant insurance company investigating the 5 deaths that occurred here in the last month. According to my figures, you're next.
Ah, cut it out.
It's not just a matter of accident, Mike. It's murder. You're the highest man in the shop in seniority outside of the Meltzer foreman. Somebody is knocking off the top of the list one by one. So just watch your step.
I believe it when I see it.
When you see it, Mike, it's going to be too late. That night, toward the end of the shift, must have been about 6 in the morning, Mike was cleaning cinders from the furnace floor on the tap hole side. I was making it my business to keep an eye on him. He was sweeping the cinders off the platform down into the empty ladle pit 30 feet below. As a first helper, it wasn't his job, but Mike was like that. Suddenly, from the other side of the furnace came the huge figure of a man in an asbestos cloak and hood over his head and body. Mike turned, and a look of terror came into his face. I started for him, but too late. Whoever it was picked Mike up, held him aloft for a split second, and hurled him to his death.
In just a moment, we'll return to the second act of yours truly, Johnny Dollar. But first, to politely paraphrase history, George burns while Gracie fiddles. And the result is, of course, the laugh riot heard every Wednesday evening over most of these same CBS stations. George and Gracie are 2 of America's best purveyors of nonsense, and 2 neighbors everyone enjoys visiting. You can never tell what Gracie has up her sleeve, but you can always bet it'll get George into trouble. Be sure not to miss the Burns and Allen Show this Wednesday and every Wednesday at that spot on your dial marked CBS. And now with our star, Edmund O'Brien, we return to the second act of yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
They gathered around the body of Mike Baroldi, and I gave chase to the killer. It was like running after a brown ghost. He ducked up the aisle between furnaces and hopped gingerly over the coupling of a train of coal scrap. I wasn't so lucky. I climbed up, but my foot got caught in the coupling guide, and I fell on my face. The next thing I remember, I was in the plant inspector's office. He was dismayed. He took one gander at my noggin and launched into Lecture 1A of the Safety Inspector's Manual.
And look at this one. Another example. Look at his head. You're lucky to be alive. What rule did you break?
Section 3, Code 2.
Don't you be funny with me. You know, I could have you fired, you know.
I'll bet you could. What have you found out about Mike Baroldi?
I filled in a full report. Poor man fell over the railing while cleaning the platform.
Not quite.
What?
He was pushed.
Pushed? Who pushed him?
I don't know. The killer had an asbestos cloak and hood over him.
A killer? This is worse than I thought.
You got a skeleton key to the lockers? I want to see Mike's belongings.
Look, just who do you think you are?
I'm with the Grand Insurance Company, mister. You give me the key, and I think we can have this thing straightened out in no time. He was so stunned, he sent me to the Open Heart production office where I got a key. The locker room was empty. I went to Mike Baroldi's locker first. I found his wallet with a pass to the plant in it and $3 in cash. It was a picture of a woman holding a baby. I put the wallet back, looked through the inside pocket of his coat, empty. I closed the locker and started a methodical search of each locker in the place. About 2/3 down the first row, I came to a locker labeled Andre Lemaire. I opened it and found what I was looking for. An asbestos cloak and hood. There had been a tear on the sleeve of the cloak worn by the man who had killed Mike Baroldi. I took the cloak with me, locked it, and walked down the aisle to the door. Somebody was coming in just as I was coming out. It was Joe, Big Joe Poland.
What you do here, Nosy?
Aren't you supposed to be at work?
I feel sick.
Where's Andre?
Andre work.
Number 10?
Like always, number 10. You nosy fella.
I get nosier. Did you ever see this asbestos cloak before?
Sure. He used to blow a topple when they put out new heat.
You seen it lately? Like on somebody?
Sure. Andre, he have on coat.
When?
Before.
Before what?
I don't know. Before.
All right, thanks, Joe. See you later.
Yeah. You tell Andre Joe's sick. Joe go home.
I'll tell him, Joe.
Hey, wait. Inspector say Mike Baroldi pushed from rail.
That's right.
How he know?
I told him.
How you know?
I saw it.
You see Andre push Mike, huh?
What makes you think it was Andre?
Andre bad fella. He don't like this Mike. Always make trouble for this Mike.
And you don't like Andre?
Sure I don't like Andre. Why you think I tell you?
Did you see Andre?
I see him go to furnace where Mike is. So, stomach too big.
You go on home, Joe. You don't look so good. As far as I was concerned, there were two main possibilities, two big boys. One was Joe Polton. The other was Andre Lemaire. I stuck the asbestos cloak that I found in Andre's locker in the production office where I could get to it later. The sun had come up, and Andre was standing there, enjoying the fresh air before going down to the locker room.
Hello, Dollar. It's a beautiful day.
Yeah, it is.
It's a beautiful day. That man should have to bury himself in this dirt and filth when all the world is so beautiful. That is a shame, no?
Yeah, that's right, Andre. You going home now?
Yeah, I go home now, yes. Oh, I have wonderful suggestion. Wonderful suggestion. You come home with me, huh? We have good French meal. You like good French food?
Yeah, sounds great. Your wife won't mind?
Sure she mind, but who cares for the wife? Ah, come.
What's your name, monsieur?
Johnny Dollar.
Funny name.
Ah, you have no sense. Woman, you do not tell a man he has funny name.
I'm sorry, monsieur.
Oh, think nothing of it.
You work milk?
That's right.
He'll make a wonderful worker, a very good man, because he think, he use his head. Oh, I forget, Marie. The most terrible thing has happened.
What?
You know Mike Baroldi. Mike, tall, long, thin, little hair. Well, Mike is pushed from rail and killed.
Oh, no.
Killed. Oh, terrible, terrible. You see it, no, Dollar?
Yeah, I saw it.
Somebody do it. Somebody. They catch him, boy.
Andre, I think it's about time I let you in on a little secret. I'm with an insurance company. I'm investigating these murders.
Huh?
I found an asbestos cloak in your locker today.
I have no asbestos cloak.
I saw him. I killed Andre. The killer wore this cloak. The cloak was in your locker. Maybe you'd better take it from there.
You say I killed Mike? You tell me this? I take you to my house. You say terrible things to me like this. You lie to me. You say you're a friend of mine. You will leave. You will leave. Leave!
Well, there goes some nice French cooking. Expense account, item 6, 25 cents for coffee and donuts at a corner cafe. I kicked myself a couple of times for breaking out the evidence before I should have. Then I went back to the open hearth office. Barrett had just arrived. He greeted me with a frown that reminded me of the last conversation we'd had.
Well, Dollar, have you found anything else?
You heard what happened early this morning?
About Mike, yes. I thought you had it all figured out.
Well, I still haven't. I chased the killer across the shop, but he got away.
I see.
No, you don't see. He had an asbestos cloak and hood over him.
Pretty clever fella.
Yeah, and pretty big. I've got it narrowed down, but that doesn't help much.
I suppose you've come to look through the files again, just so you can tell who's going to be killed next?
Maybe it'll be different this time, Mr. Barrett. I think I'll just take that seniority list with me, if I may. I'm going to go home and get some sleep.
How do you like the night shift?
It's anything but dull, Mr. Barrett. I'll see you later. Expense account, item 7, $1 even, cab fare to boarding house, to which a surprised taxi driver chauffeured his first overload customer in what must have been years. Did I study the list in the cab? I did not. I grabbed a little sleep. The driver shook me awake. I paid him, went upstairs, and flopped in the cot. Then I opened the paper. The next name on the list was none other than Andre Lemaire. Expense account, item 8, 75 cents taxi fare. I got to Andre's in 10 minutes. I was 20 minutes too late. The police were out front.
Dad,
He's dead. They killed him.
Who killed him, Mrs. Lemaire?
Killed him. Killed him.
Who? Who, Mrs. Lemaire?
The man. The big man. He killed him.
Sergeant, take care of him. I'm sorry, Mrs. Lemaire. Expense account item 8, cab fare to plant. I tried to tell myself that there was nothing I could have done, that everything had pointed to Andre. But I'd seen his name on the seniority list, right below Mike Baroldi's. I'd drawn too many conclusions. It was clear now. The asbestos cloak in Andre's locker had been a frame. Maybe insurance investigators shouldn't make mistakes, but they do. And sometimes fatal ones. I could lay the blame for Andre's death on nobody but myself. Myself and a big first helper named Joe Poland. Where's Poland, Barrett?
Why, I don't know. He got sick. We sent him home.
What's his address?
I have it right here in my book.
Bring it with you. You and I are paying a visit to Joe Poland.
I hope you have a gun, Dollar.
Just in case.
Knock.
You better stand back.
Yeah?
Mrs. Poland,
Yeah?
your husband home?
No.
We're from the mills. This is Mr. Barrett.
Huh?
Where can we find your husband, Mrs. Poland?
He's not home.
Mind if we come in and see?
He's not home. Go away. He's
I'm
not
sorry, Mrs. Poland. We'll have to make sure.
You stop.
You try that door, Barrett.
I think you'd better try it.
You
Dollar.
go.
Right.
You go. I call police.
He's not here, Barrett.
He's not home. I told you he's not home.
Mrs. Poland, you may not know it, but your husband is wanted for murder.
Murder?
Yeah. Now, come on. Tell us where he is.
You from Mill? I tell you nothing.
Look, Mrs. Poland, be reasonable.
Reasonable. You be reasonable. 5 kids. Be reasonable. This place be reasonable. Mills be reasonable. Barrett. You go. I call police.
Come on, Barrett. You must have a peculiar theory of management, Barrett. I've been dozens of plants, and I've never seen anybody loved like you are. What do you do to them?
My theory of management is very simple. Men work better when the pressure's on. There it is, cruel but true. I have the top production result in the plant. You can't beat that.
How did you ever get off a bookkeeper's stool and into a mill? How did you ever get to be a supervisor? I'd like to meet the man that hired you.
I give you 10 days as a supervisor in the steel mills, Dollar. You'd change your opinions fast. Men are no different now than they ever were. Give them an inch, they take a mile. Give them 5 minutes off, they take an hour. Let them out of your sight for a minute, and they're playing cards in a corner.
You know, men are more than figures on a production chart. Could that be why you lost a lot of good first helpers, Barrett?
One maniac runs loose, and you condemn the whole method. Sorry, Dollar. You've got a lot to learn about the practical management. You'd better just stick to investigation. And from the way you've messed this case up, I'd say you were the one who had a lot to learn in his field.
We rode back to the plant without a word. It wasn't just anger. There was so much difference between us, there was just nothing to say. Barrett got off and said he'd call the police if I had proof that Joe Poland was the killer. I said I didn't have any proof and for him to call the police anyhow. I took the stairs to the furnace floor. I knew Poland would be there. I don't know how I knew, I just knew. I wandered from furnace shanty to furnace shanty. I found him at number 12. He was cleaning out the clay of the table before the pour.
Joe? Take off the hood. What? Come on, Joe. It's over. Dollar! No good, Dollar. Nobody take job away from Joe. You see the list? I on top of list now, Dollar. I top of list. Now nobody take job away. My kids, my wife, they be good now. No live back. I get big raise now. I top of list. But it's no fire me, huh? Stay away, Joe. Joe, I'll shoot.
A second it stopped, and then he came at me again, as steady as before. The small trickles of blood started down his chest.
Stop, Joe.
His his leg this time. He gripped it once, then let go. There was no expression of pain on his face, just determination. I was the last man in his way. After I was gone, he had a clear road to security.
You don't stop
Then he
me,
was
Dollar.
on me, his huge hands gripping my
Dollar,
throat. Below me, I could feel the heat of freshly poured steel bubbling in his
You
face.
don't stop
Then I
me,
shot again. Close quarters this time, and right for the heart. Slowly, the hands relaxed. The huge body slumped over the railing and fell. There was a hiss and puff of steam. I stood up. My legs were trembling under me. I looked down, shielding my face. There was nothing to see. The slag had covered over. Suspense account, item 9, $20.53. Flowers for Joe Poland's funeral. They buried a block of steel in place of his body. Barrett was standing there, standing to one side, and Mrs. Poland, and Mrs. Brody, and Mrs. Lemaire. When the minister finished his little speech, Mrs. Poland turned to Barrett. I've never seen hate like that in anyone's eyes.
Murderer. You killed him. You killed him, Barrett. You killed them all. You still kill them. They'll all die of your
Come on, Mrs.
someday,
Poland, come
murderer.
on. That isn't going to
Murderer!
happen. Now.
Oh, murderer! Hi, Marie Lamere. Let me take you home.
So Mrs. Poland went home with the woman whose husband Joe had killed. And I wondered, who are the murderers, and where does murder start? Though I don't like to see anyone lose his job, I like petty Simon Legree's even less. So I'm pleased to report that Joel Barrett has been replaced as supervisor. I finally concluded that if you trace a murder far enough, you get right back to every one of us. Expense account total, $520.25. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, stars Edmund O'Brien and was written by Gil Dowd and David Ellis, with music composed and conducted by Leif Stevens. Edmund O'Brien can currently be seen starring in the Harry M. Popkin United Artists production, DOA. Featured in our cast were Joe Forte, Junius Matthews, Jack Petruzzi, Raymond Burr, Jack Crucian, Kay Stewart, and Peggy Weber. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar, is produced and directed by Jaime Del Valle. Join us again next week when, from Hollywood, Edmund O'Brien will return in another transcribed adventure of...
Yours truly, Johnny Dollar.
With that, the final expense account is tallied, and the storm outside begins to fade. Thank you for joining me on this extended journey tonight here on Classic Radio. I'd love to know which of Johnny's 5 cases was your absolute favorite. Did the night train keep you awake, or was it the jazz club that pulled you in?
Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed our time together,
Please leave a like and subscribe so you never miss a mystery. Until next time, keep the rain outside, keep the radio closed, and I'll see you again for another journey into the Golden Age.
good night, friends.